It's your boy Deezy. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Also, hit that like button and share this video. Hey, listen, man. Are these pastors really delivering the word of God? What is the word of God? Because from what you see, all the people that get to the point where they're big in delivering the word of God, the truth comes out about them. If you give majority of the human being living on earth the type of power over a lot of people, right? They're going to take advantage of it. This is just how the brain works. The people that are looking for hope are not going to understand that, because you're looking for hope. You're in a state, a vulnerable state, where you need hope to help you function. Everything in life is done for financial gain. And if you can't understand that, it's because you haven't had any financial success. You going to work and making your little check that you got to pay bills with is not financial success. These pastors out here, they're coming with information that somebody else told them to tell you. They don't know if it's true or not. It's about who can deliver the message the best. It's a message that's being delivered. And people will go out here, right, and disrespect the people that birthed them to the core. Cuss them out, put their hands on them, treat them like straight shit. And somebody that they don't know, because they're so-called preaching the word of God, right? They'll have the utmost respect for them. They'll value what they say over the person that actually birthed them. If that's not manipulation, what the fuck is? If that's not a form of manipulation, what is? You'll disrespect your parent, the person that carried you, the person that you came out the tip of their penis to the core. Disrespect them. But somebody that you don't know, because they say the word God, you'll have the utmost respect for them. That's straight manipulation, man. These people got issues like anybody else, man. They just doing the same thing daily to manipulate your brain to program the way they want it to think. If somebody wakes up daily and tells you the same thing over and over and over, and you're looking for the hope from that situation, you're going to start to believe that. If you go out here and do right, you're going to get the right results. If you go out here and do wrong, you're going to get wrong results. That's just plain and simple. But the world has it set up that we are easily manipulated from the things that they want us to believe. All these people, right, that become pastors, and especially the ones that become well known, they got issues too. But they're delivering a message every day to you like they don't have an issue. Like they don't have things that make them do wrong. But they want you to believe that if you support them, you're going to get a blessing from God. That you will be rewarded for supporting them. If you can't understand that that's a business, then you have retarded. That's a straight business. If you feel you need to believe in something, you need to believe in yourself within something. You can't expect to say, I'm going to do wrong every fucking day of the week. And because I listen to TD Jakes on Sunday, I'm going to get my blessing. That's manipulation. You think you manipulating your own damn self then. If I manipulate my own self, things is going to come out. That's why things ain't working out for people. It ain't going to never work out for you. I don't care how many Sundays you go to church. It's not going to work out for you because you manipulating yourself to think that I can do wrong all damn week. But if I go listen to TD Jakes, I'm going to be blessed. When at the same time, he hanging out with Diddy allegedly with the freak offs. So you see that all the people that are at the top, right, that are looked at as if they are the number one seed, it's fucked up shit coming up about them. Everybody's looking at them like they sick. But then you got some people saying, don't play with God. But you'll cuss your damn parents out, talk filthy to your parent, but you say don't play with God. Man, this world is backwards. The person that carried you 9 months, the person that humped all day to make you, could have bust you on a napkin so you wouldn't be here. You'll disrespect that person, but praise somebody you don't even know, man. And have an internal feeling where you feel that you resonate with this person and you don't even fucking know the person. If that ain't manipulation, what is? And when you see these things come out in the light about these people, it gotta tell you something ain't right. But people look towards hope because most of the world is struggling. Most of the entire world is struggling. So everybody's looking to hope, hoping that if they believe in something, something magically gonna happen for them. If I believe that God is gonna save me and I follow this path, something is going to happen for me. But you still in a fucked up way. And the person that you looking towards to deliver this message for you is living a lavish lifestyle. But ain't nothing happening right for you. It's Christmas time. You ain't got no money. Your bills is behind. You listen to TD Jakes every week, right? You hearing his message, but ain't nothing working right for you. Why not? Because you ain't living right. You think that somebody that you don't know, because he's saying the word God, is going to make your life better. That shit got to come from you. You got to make your life better. You are the one that holds the responsibility, the direction your life goes. Not your belief. Your belief don't hold the direction of which way you go. It's been a lot of people believing over the years, hoping and praying that things are going the right direction for them. And it just didn't go because they wasn't living right. They expect things to come out of nowhere for them because they got this belief that the message that they getting from somebody that's living good is going to be a blessing to you. And they living good off of your support. God ain't getting living good. So if they say God put this man in position to talk to the people, did he put him in position to put him at the party at Diddy Freakoffs? Was his position put to go to those parties? But people don't want to think about the realistic part of it. Was he put in position to go to the freak-offs? Was he put in position to do anything that they're alleging that he did wrong? But he was delivering the message of the Lord. I'm paying attention now, man. I can't buy it. They've been selling this for a long time, right? And it's hope. They selling air to the people. People go to church every weekend and donate their money to somebody else's bills and their family, and they're struggling. Nothing came about that. You can find that peace within yourself. You can sit to yourself and understand where you're going wrong, what you need to do to correct it, and make different choices in your life to channel your life in the right direction. It's not going to ever get right if you think you're going to do wrong every single day, but take one day out of your day and give attention to somebody else's life, and benefit somebody else's life, and think that your life is magically going to get right. It's not going to happen that way. It's never happened that way. Things will happen good for you in your life, right? And it'll be so minor. But it'd be something good because you were struggling for so long and you had so much stress and so much heartache on you. Something little will happen and you'll think that God did that for you. But then, in the same sense, right behind that, something bad will happen. That's because you're not living right. That's the main thing. If you don't live right, you are going to get bad results. If you live right, you are going to get good results. And living right has nothing to do with giving to other people. It's making sure that you make conscious decisions for yourself to make sure that you are on the right track. That's living right. Making sure that you are following the path that needs to keep you sturdy. Not living foul, but having a belief that something is going to magically save you, but you live in foul. It's going to take you in a direction where you just lost on a muddy road. That's all it's going to do. These people are misleading people to continue to think hope that'll never happen for them because they're not living right. If you drink alcohol throughout the week and get drunk, you're not going to have the ability to function the way you need to function. If you're smoking weed all week, you're going to be lazy. You're not going to want to do nothing. I don't care who you praise or believe in, it is going to set you back in life. You got to understand where you go wrong and what you do and change the messed up habits in order for you to see good results. The habits that you pick up and that you get stuck in is what's going to keep you behind. Not saying that you can just say, I'm going to look towards what TD Jake says, and that because he says God, that things is going to work out for you. And I feel, yeah, TD is definitely evil, because the people that are delivering these messages, they have issues. The people that deliver these messages, they are straight evil, man. It's a reason that they're put in position. And I seen the girl talking about him. She said she seen him in person, and all he did was stare at the women. We are all human, so we have certain things and issues within us. So you can't take, because another human wants to deliver a message about what he says God is, and take that as that's supposed to benefit you. You know what the fuck you do wrong. You know what you need to do right. That's bottom line in life. You know what you need to do wrong, right, and you know what you do wrong. You got to correct your wrong and right your rights. But people don't do that. They continue to live wrong, but expecting to be rewarded because of belief. This is what people do every single day. And it doesn't work out. That's why you continue to struggle throughout your entire existence on earth. It'll never work out. You think that because you believe that one day magically it's going to just poof work out for you. No, you're going to live in sufferance your whole time here. Find out what the problem is within you. It's not going to be listening to what somebody else has to deliver to you to find out what's wrong in you. You can't find out what's wrong in you by listening to what somebody else says. You know what's wrong. As an adult, you know right from wrong. Straight up. As an adult, you know what's right from wrong. It doesn't take you to go listen to somebody else. You know when you're doing wrong. You know if you want to sit there and go out and get drunk and over fucked up and you want to be falling all over the place, you know that ain't right. You know if you want to call off work to get high and enjoy the day with whoever you want to deal with and do whatever you do, you know that's wrong. You know if you not living right, but you can't expect that things is going to go right because you listen to somebody else. That shit was designed to financially gain for them. That's all it was designed for. Anybody can do that. If you put your heart and your soul into making somebody believe something, as in look into this, and everybody's already have the thought of believing in God. This is what we come out the womb thinking. When you come out the womb, oh, thank God. And people will disrespect their parents to the core. But when you start saying God, it's like, oh man, I don't want to lose my blessings. So you don't think the people that brought you here was any type of blessing that they brought you here? But you'll listen to somebody that behind closed doors is probably doing God knows what. Out here probably touching kids, messing with young girls, doing anything. Allegedly, you don't know what these people do. But then they'll come in front of you and have this microphone on and deliver it with a certain pitch to make you think that This is what you're supposed to listen to. This is what you're supposed to believe in. Why is it that all the pastors that get so big, evil comes out about them? The sick shit comes out about them if they're delivering the message from God. If this is the real truth, why is it? I can't seem to understand that. These people are delivering a message so-called from God, right? And they're expressing how much you should join their church. You should, and when the plate come around, they want to make sure you get that money in there. Why don't they do this for free? Because most of the world is living poor, man. They're looking for hope, something to turn to. Whoever can sell hope the best is going to win. You got to be able to sell hope. Everybody that's selling hope the best is winning. That's the game. It's manipulation. This shit ain't real, man. You living in existence of your life and it feels real, but pay attention to how quick we die. Pay attention to how, poof, when you die, you gone. Do people pay attention to that? People mourn you for a couple weeks and that's it. You gone. But your existence here, you're chasing something that isn't real. Every day you wake up and chase something, trying to find a financial freedom that isn't real. And you see the people that get the financial freedom, right? That feel that they make it to the level where they can do what they want, they have money, right? They are straight sickos. Now their brain goes from functioning on making things right, building, to doing sick shit. Everybody, this is what's going on. All the people that make it to the level whereas though they have plenty of money, which everybody at the lower level is chasing, and it's going to be majority of the world's not going to reach that status, whereas they can do what they want. When the people make it to that level, now they thinking sick shit. Why is that? Why would that be? Why would that be? The people that make it to the level where everybody's trying to get through and work through, and I've been busting my ass to make it through this. The people that get there, they in the sick shit. If that is a message, the messenger from God, like, nah, man. You can't get me to believe this shit, man. And I understand from my own experiences, when I made sure I started living right, things went right. If you living wrong in any sense, you are going to get wrong results. You're not going to get good results when you have wrongdoings in your livelihood. It's not going to happen. You got to understand that. And they send a message through a human being that has issues like anybody else, right? But everybody thinks that he's delivering the message from God. The manipulation, man. This is manipulation at its best. They got the game to manipulate the world because they're feeding off of what everybody has the hope for. This is why they have the manipulation of the world. Because they're feeding off of what everybody has hope from. everybody's hoping God is going to save them. People go to sleep with prayer and wake up with prayer, and through the whole time they up, they're doing wrong. They're disrespectful to their boss. They're disrespectful to their parents. They're disrespectful to the kids. They're disrespectful to everybody. And the weed and the alcohol is what's chemically imbalancing. But this is what's legal now. These things were all illegal at one point. But now they're legal, right? Knowing that they chemically imbalance us, how you supposed to know which way to go when you got this person over here telling you God this, God that, but then you get drunk or you get high, your brain goes all over the place, and then you wake up the next day and you ain't got shit, and you trying to figure out how to get shit. But you trying to figure out, what should I do? But God said things is going to work out for me. I had a dream last night and something came to me. That was a message from God. These are make-believe things, man. The stuff is make-believe, man. But I notice, and this is what people, when you get something in your head and you believe something, it's hard as hell for somebody to tell them that that's not real. This is the narrative of religion and God was pushed to us so much that it's hard to tell people that it's not real. Because honestly, it was put here to keep peace. And this is serious. It was designed, whoever made it up, because it was designed for us to have peace, to segregate us, and to make us look at different things to keep us calm. It's not real though. It's not real at all, man. The people that do the most craziest things scream God. I say that again. The people that do the most craziest things say God. And that's real. You'll be thinking that this person has good intentions. But then when you come to find out that the person was over there messing with a whole bunch of little kids, it's like it just goes out of people's head that they was delivering the message of God and they was sick at the same time. You gotta watch the people that want to befriend many of people with their hope of believing in something. You don't need nobody else to help you believe. Either you gonna believe that things is gonna get right or they not gonna get right. You don't need assistance on that, man. Because you're gonna continue to live foul hoping that things get right. But they're gonna continue to be the same, man. You gotta make that effort yourself. You gotta understand what you need to do for you. You have to understand that. These people are master manipulators, man. That's what they are, man. They're master manipulators, man. Master. That's what they are, man. They living good and you living bad. I don't know if People look at it because that they're living good, that maybe if they follow them, that it's gonna rub off on them. Man, they just got good at delivering that message, man. You can get good at delivering your message, man. It takes time. Your tone of voice, your deliverance. Pay attention to the tone of voice that everybody, all the pastors have in church. Pay attention to it. It was a design. They talk about the Holy Ghost and all that, man. That shit ain't real, man. People falling out in church. They got them pastors on church where they touch the top of your head and it's like you fall out. You got to be kidding me if you believe in something like that, man. That somebody gonna touch the top of your damn head and you gonna fall out. They dunking you underwater saying that this is gonna do something for you. You got to be kidding me if you believe in that shit. It's designed to manipulate you, to keep a certain structure amongst the people. Because I'm going to say this. If we didn't have religion and people didn't believe in God, right? If the world would be chaotic. The control that they have now, it wouldn't be that control. It's a certain control that the world has now because people fear things. People are looking, hoping things get better. But if they didn't have that, where people was looking and hoping that things get better, it would be chaotic. So religion is needed. The hope of God is needed, but it's not real. It's not real. It was designed to keep a certain structure in the world, man. It's a certain structure that it keeps amongst the people, man. But the people that deliver the message be fucked up. They got issues. They're human. When you get a certain level of money like they got, they go somewhere else mentally, man. You got a sense of freedom that most of the world don't have. Most of the world is struggling, man. Struggling every day. It's Christmas time. A lot of people in the world don't got nothing. Can't get nobody nothing. Behind on their bills. Hoping and praying for a miracle. That's what's going on. But who said the miracle's going to come? Who is the miracle going to come for? So you mean to tell me that God's going to pick certain people that he drops the miracle on? All right, this is for you. You followed Mr. Jakes. You listen to here. You went to the church and you donated your last bit of money, so something's going to come back to you. People are the downfall of other people. Straight up. You put your hope into somebody else, expect to be disappointed. Expect that. If you put your hope in another person, expect to be disappointed. People will cause you to lose everything. People will cause you to go crazy. People will cause you to lose relationships. People will cause you your life. Know how to separate what's going to benefit you and what are you hoping to benefit you. Because you ain't getting nowhere with the hope. You got to get somewhere with things that are going to benefit you. Situations that are going to take you further. Not hoping that something magically happens for you. Because you're going to be disappointed every single time. Every time you're going to be disappointed. That's just how it go, man. Because it ain't no way that all the people that are struggling go in front of somebody that's rich. Catch that. All the people that's struggling go look for hope in front of somebody that's rich. That the people made rich. But they are the ones struggling. Come on now. What sense does that make? Come on now. What sense does that make? People go in front of somebody that's rich, hoping that they're going to have some type of success, but they continue to struggle. You can't tell me that makes sense, man. You can't tell me that makes sense. I wouldn't believe it. Not one bit. When these people were messed up in the head, man. They messed up, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you got to understand what's real and what's not, man. They confusing us with a lot of fake stuff, man. And it's this is what it is, man. The stuff is not real, man. These people are trying to make us believe something, but they're the only one benefiting from it. Like, for real? You want me to believe something that you are the only person benefiting from? Everybody out here sitting with me is struggling. Everybody out here sitting with me can't pay their bills. That don't even make sense. That don't even make sense. It's like, it's crazy, man. It don't make no sense. Everybody can't pay their bills, but they looking for somebody that's rich to give them hope. Come on, man. Are you going to catch the drift, or are you going to continue to keep hoping? That's what it is. And I see it's going to be a lot of retarded people. A lot of retarded people thinking that by me looking up to somebody that's rich and I'm struggling, something's going to work out for me. I guess that's God, huh? That's the way God works. People saying God got me. Who is God? Who is he? Who is he? Tell me who he is. How did you find out that he's going to bless you specifically by you doing wrong every day of the week, but you having hope that things going to go right for you? Tell me that. I want to hear that. Because every day of the week you go out there, you doing wrong. You don't got no intentions on doing right. Your intentions ain't nothing right about you. You stealing. You getting high. You disrespectful to your parents, right? The people that made you. Most people disrespectful to their parents. Say all the negative shit to their parents, but go out there and praise somebody they don't know because they saying God. What sense does that make, man? What sense does that make, man? Come on, man. Somebody tell me what sense does that make? What sense does that make for you to disrespect the people that birthed you but give praise to somebody you don't know? You can't tell me that that adds up. You can't tell me that levels out in life. Does that make sense? Hell no. But this is what people follow though. Because somebody else told you to follow that. You don't see no proven results from it, right? You pay attention to how quick we die. Pay attention to that. And then you forgotten. 2-3 weeks tops. Ain't nobody thinking about you no more. But God called you home. Come on, man. It ain't making no sense, man. It ain't making no sense at all, man. It's like designed to manipulate you. It's designed to manipulate you, man. And these people get in position, right? And while they're in position, it's easy to influence people that are looking towards hope. It's easy to influence somebody that's looking towards hope. You want better in your life. So I can tell you anything. That's how they're able to get next to people and do the negative shit they do to people. Because they're looking for hope and you see success in these people. This how Diddy, this how all the people at the top get to befriend people and be able to manipulate people and fuck their whole mind up. Because they're looking to hope and they see a certain success in these people. And sure, they say, listen, it was God that sent me. So God sent you to do this right here? That's what was sent? God sent this my way? I'm supposed to go for that? Yeah, all right. I ain't going for it, man. I ain't going for it, man. I can't see the benefits in it. And people be ready to go to war, right? For somebody they don't even know, but won't even protect the person that birthed them. Check that out. People will go to war with somebody they don't even know, but won't even protect the motherfucking people that birthed them. Can't tell me this design ain't backwards. Can't tell me that. Ain't no way I would believe that. The design is backwards, man. It's backwards, man. And people continue to follow the same thing and wonder why you don't have anything. You gotta wonder why you don't have nothing, because you following something that's not real. If they can manipulate you to follow them and donate your money, it's gonna keep you at the bottom. They gonna rise. It's a game, man. The game of life, man. The game of life is real wicked, man. It's real wicked, man. And a lot of people don't even understand it. Most people, we're going to say it like that. Most people don't understand it. They have no clue. Because they were taught to look towards this hope. They were taught that if you hope and pray, things will get better. Without making a dedication to fixing things in your life, if you hope and pray, things will get better. but the results show that what's getting better. Did you fix anything along the line? Did you change anything that you was doing? Did you feel the need to do something different because what you was doing before wasn't working? Fuck no. You felt that it just gonna magically work because you believe and you listen to TD Jakes. The evil, man. And he probably pissed somebody off, honestly. He probably pissed somebody off as well as Diddy did. And when you at that level, right, they let you play that game until you piss somebody off. Because you don't run nothing. They not letting nobody run nothing when they get up there. They not running nothing. They looked at to the people that are out struggling like they run something. They don't run nothing, man. They don't run nothing. They just in a borrowed position. You get to borrow this position until we tell you your time is up. You get to borrow this position until we tell you your time is up. When your time is up, that's it for you. You're not needed anymore. Why is it that the pastors, it come out about them later that they wasn't living right? After they done preached to people for years. They done said the word to people for years. Why does it come out that they not living right, man? I want to know this, man. Somebody tell me this, man. Why does it come out after years that they not living right, man? After they done preached and preached, right? For years. But then it come out that they wasn't living right, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Somebody tell me that. After motherfucking the time go, it come out that they wasn't living right. Real shit.
As an unintended consequence of a video, so people were surprised at the fact that TD Jakes was at Diddy's 53rd birthday party. Now for me, I see a reason why he could be there because they're working on something for Revolt TV where definitely TD Jakes will be on there with his own program. But other than that, I know that there may be drinking and bad music there, but TD Jakes was there for Diddy when Kim Porter died, and Diddy has gone to the Potter's house with his family there, and so I am two minds of it. But I solicited a comment from someone else.
I really don't have an opinion on the matter. I believe that people are a little bit too judgmental. If he was there doing something wrong, then obviously.
Yeah, man.
Like a lot of other people, maybe you are wondering, why is TD Jakes trending? And here is what we know about this trending story. America's most prominent pastor, T.D. Jakes, began trending on the internet today, that is the 21st of December, after a TikToker made certain shocking claims regarding the Christian preacher. A TikTok video from a user calling herself Maesha surfaced on Twitter, alleging that the R&B singer Casey Ventura, the ex-girlfriend of P. Diddy, has supposedly handed over evidence to the FBI incriminating Diddy a month after she filed a lawsuit accusing him of heinous acts of violence during the
Israel is at war. In an unprovoked
Brother Love. Brother Love.
You look just like the sinner. You act just like the sinner. That's why you find Diddy Jakes hanging out with Puff Daddy. Yeah.
Then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was going to meet up with him because we were in Vegas, and then the next thing you know, like that's how I see, oh, Miss Parker, come to pray. But for him to be at a Diddy party, I don't know.
Is Jaguar Wright's latest bombshell about Diddy the real deal? Jaguar leaked evidence that shows Diddy doing the deed with T.D. Jakes, if you know.
Man, somebody of God that's delivering the word every day is at a party with Diddy. Come on, man. Y'all can't tell me this shit don't make sense. That it makes sense. You can't tell me. It doesn't make no sense. Somebody that's delivering the word of God, what is you doing hanging out with Diddy, man?
What I mean, leaked evidence, secrets, and controversies. We're unpacking it all. Jaguar Wright isn't holding back. Her explosive claims about Diddy have sent shockwaves through the industry. So, what's the truth behind Jaguar Wright's claims amid this whirlwind of revelations? Let's discuss it all. From Hollywood's buzz to the celebrity breeze, I'm your host back with the latest tea, only on Got Some Tea. Diddy, or Puff Daddy, is a towering figure in the music industry, not just for his wealth, but also for his influence. With a net worth over $90 million, his financial power plays a huge role in his industry status. Take Cassie's lawsuit, for example. The case was literally settled within 24 hours after filing.
Anybody thinks I owe him something, show me the receipt. You get paid in 24 hours.
The settlement comes one day after word of the lawsuit was filed, where she accused him of sexual assault.
That's why we don't wonder how he's connected with big names like Jay-Z, Dr. Dre, and Eminem. But there's a twist. Latest rumors suggest that his influence extends beyond the music, with some artists reportedly avoiding him due to his alleged involvement in darker, more controversial aspects of the industry. And it looks like Jaguar Wright is on the front lines when it comes to exposing Diddy. Diddy's history in the music industry is marred by numerous controversies. His involvement in various violent incidents dates back to the 90s. From the tragic CCNY event where 9 people died to his alleged role in the Jake Robles shooting, Diddy's name has been linked to several high-profile incidents. And who can deny that he wouldn't be suspected in Tupac's shooting? Even in the 2010s, he was reportedly involved in an altercation with J. Cole. These incidents, combined with the recent allegations by Jaguar Wright and others, paint a picture of a powerful figure whose actions have often sparked controversy and legal troubles. So, let's focus on Jaguar Wright first, because she's been focused on exposing all the dark activities and rumors that surround Diddy for quite a while now, and she is not afraid. She is outspoken and she is loud. A few weeks ago, she exposed the not-so-secret relationship Diddy has with Pastor T.D. Jakes. Diddy and T.D. Jakes' friendship, dating back to Diddy's days with Kim Porter, has raised eyebrows, especially with T.D.'s pastoral role and Diddy's party reputation. T.D.'s support during Kim's passing was quite sweet. But was it all fake? He made a post on Instagram and went on to offer his condolences and ask them to feel blessed to have someone they could miss, followed by some prayers. He even officiated her funeral. That's how close the two are. But the plot thickens with Jaguar Wright questioning TD's presence at Diddy's notorious parties, known for their wild nature. It's so weird that a pastor is at parties like that. Adding to the intrigue, there's talk of Diddy and TD being...
Why would a pastor go party with Diddy? That shit ain't adding up.
part of a secret Hollywood society. There have been pictures going viral of Diddy and TD Jakes at a party where Diddy is making an Illuminati sign with his hands. It turns out that it was an initiation party of sorts. According to Mace, an artist turned pastor who used to work with Diddy, insinuated that the intonations allegedly involved gay rituals where they all got naked and did some freaky stuff. I'm not gonna say it out loud, but it was as bad as you can imagine.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. We love you, man.
Anyway, let's continue into the details. Jaguar Wright recently discussed TD Jake's attendance at Diddy's party in a podcast, questioning the alignment of his values with such events. I mean, she is right to be suspicious. What is a pastor doing at a rapper's party? Diddy's parties are infamous for being quite inappropriate and frivolous. She expressed skepticism about the reasons for these high-profile appearances, hinting at underlying...
Why would Diddy be at... why would TD Jakes be at a party with Diddy? Come on, man. I wouldn't dare want to take the word from somebody that I know is out there with people that's living foul. What kind of message is he delivering? I'm telling you, that ain't from God. I don't know where it's from.
Sex. She outright said that only two things happen at P. Diddy's parties: money and sex.
It could be 2 reasons. Money or sex. That's all that happens at Diddy parties. Money and sex. I hope it was for money.
This where the pastor
she
went.
heavily implied that Pastor TJ and Diddy were up to some shady business, not the kind that involves money. Now, let's delve deeper into this entire fiasco surrounding Diddy and Pastor TJ. Allegedly, Diddy has been in a weird gay relationship with TJ for a long time now. Now, the so-called Pastor TD Jakes hasn't been in the good books of people. His character, quite frankly, has always been very questionable, and hence he's been receiving a lot of side eyes. Listen, I agree with my girl Jaguar here. The things that TD Jakes says and does aren't something you would expect a man of God to do. He is knuckles deep into everything but religion. He is obsessed with money, always going off about how the key to eternal happiness is just money. And the way he is infatuated with celebrities, oh my God. I mean, haven't y'all seen that he's out and about with his celebrity BFFs more than he's at the church preaching some good?
Man, you gotta understand, man, these people is doing this for a check. It's all about a check. It ain't about no word they trying to deliver, who they trying to make you believe in. This is all for a straight check, man.
In the past few years, it seems like P. Diddy has become his absolute favorite. Now, is it just their personalities that are banging together, or is it something else too? There have been a lot of rumors in the past saying that TD is secretly gay, and with Diddy being on the down low for a while, it would make sense if the two of them were in a relationship, right?
See, Christopher Williams, I don't know, I guess he wanted to sign. I don't know what happened, but Puff was supposed to be giving him a demo deal, and he gave him a demo deal, and I guess it was supposed to turn into an album deal, which that never happened. But this young woman walked in to get approval on some paperwork, see. And when she walked in, the door wasn't locked, so she didn't think twice about just walking in, and when she walked in, she saw Christopher Williams performing fellatio on Puff.
Now, folks, Jaguar Wright wasn't just going off on a whim, okay? Diddy has had a long history of forcing people into sexual acts. According to Jaguar, Diddy forced Chris Williams to give him a blowjob. Confused? Shocked? So was I. So what happened was that Christopher came to Puff Diddy to sign a deal with his label, the Bad Boy Artists. And I don't know, just...
And note this. he ain't never sued Jaguar for saying no shit like that. Somebody knowing that they didn't do no shit like that, they would have addressed the situation, man. They wouldn't have just let her keep talking. Come on, man. Something ain't right.
Just out of spite, just to show his superiority and rub it in his face, Diddy forced Chris to give him fellatio. Now, I don't even know what to say. It's so sick and so twisted. Why do these men think that they're free to do whatever they want? And that wasn't even the worst part. There's another character involved in the story, a lawyer who worked for the label. Now, while Diddy was busy in the act, the innocent woman went up to his office, opened the door, and shut it as soon as she saw what was happening inside. Poor woman. That is a sight one would not want to see. The embarrassment. And folks, any decent human being would be embarrassed they were caught in the act, but not Puff Diddy. Nope. He went up to the lawyer's office the next day and terrorized the woman. He asked her if she would tell anyone what she saw, and of course she said no, but Diddy did not believe her. He grabbed her harshly and was kinda aggressive with her. Ladies and gentlemen, if that isn't workplace harassment, I don't know what is. That poor lady must be so scared that she wasn't expecting any of what was happening at all. But what caught our attention was Diddy's response to her when she asked why he didn't lock the door to his office if he was so concerned about getting caught. Diddy gave the most shocking response that explains why he's untouchable in the industry. He said, "I'll do whatever the hell I want to do in my building." And according to her, he was like, "It's just a policy. If I can bring a man to his knees in front of me, then I can make people do anything I want." It's so clear that Diddy has no respect for people and will rub his money in people's faces any chance he gets, and also use the same money to get out of tricky situations. Jaguar writes allegations.
Man, listen, it's the human nature though, man. When people get that kind of fame and money, it's a different kind of power and people looking up to you, people really like bowing down to you. That shit strokes somebody's ego. So they get to handling people like they can do what the fuck they want with them. And it's fucked up, but this what they doing, man.
Allegations against Diddy have escalated into a much more dramatic saga. She has rightfully accused him of various wrongdoings, and in a recent development, Diddy has backfired. Hold on to your seats, people. You are not ready for this. There have been claims that Diddy physically assaulted Jaguar Wright in retaliation for her outspokenness. Boy, he did not take it well. But I guess this outburst confirms that Jaguar was right, because why else would he be so enraged? This incident has cast a shadow over the industry, portraying Diddy in a violent and vengeful light. Jaguar Wright has always said that influential industry figures like Clive Davis use their positions to protect themselves and others from accountability for serious offenses. These developments paint a troubling picture of the power dynamics and misconduct in the music world. And let's not forget that once again, there have been close to zero consequences for Diddy's actions. There have been so many accusations thrown at him, and he has been so close to being sent to jail. In the infamous Club New York shooting incident involving Diddy, charges against him were eventually dropped. However, it was alleged that Diddy had his artist, Shine, take the fall for the incident. Diddy's former bodyguard claimed that Diddy paid witnesses to testify against Shine during the trial.
Those people were testifying, they were brought to Puff first, saying that what they saw against Shine and what they saw Shine do. The DA didn't even know those people existed. You understand what I'm saying? Shine said it himself, y'all.
The situation further complicates Diddy's controversial history in the music industry, where his influence and actions have often been scrutinized. In conclusion, Diddy's journey in the music industry is a tale of power, controversy, and alleged wrongdoing. Despite numerous accusations and close calls with legal trouble, he has largely remained unscathed. The Club New York shooting and the alleged scapegoating of Shine are just examples of the many challenges and controversies that have followed him. His influence remains strong, but so does the scrutiny around his actions. This complex narrative around Diddy continues to be a topic of discussion and debate in the industry. Let us know what you think. Is Jaguar right to expose Diddy like that, or is Diddy actually a saint? Feel free to let me know your thoughts down below, and if you want to know how Jaguar Wright is collaborating with 50 Cent to expose...
Yeah, man. Wow. Yeah. Wow. Hey, man, listen, when they get that motherfucking money, man, it's just they coming to the old sick jokers, man. Them jokers be sick as a motherfucker. And don't care.
I started the conversation with you on December 22nd, 2022. That podcast I've linked in the description box for any of you who didn't hear it. And that hearing that will be vital to understanding a lot more of this story that I'm not going to be able to tell everything here. But I'm astonished at the timing, because here I am 1 year later, and I will tell you this was not planned. I'm going to share many things on the podcast, part 1 and part 2, that I know. And I will tell you all that I'm not worried about being sued. Anything I share here, I'm not worried about being sued. And just to be sure that anyone listening understands that, I will be giving the first initial of names, okay? Because, yeah, there are people talking who are just sharing rumors, but not all of us are sharing rumors, okay? Part 2 will be up after part 1. So let's just get started. So several of you had asked me my thoughts about the TD Jakes trending, over the last day or so. And so this is my way of responding to the listener request. It's just by actually telling you the story that I started to tell you guys on the podcast that's in the description box. All of this stuff is about to come out, and more is going to come out. And I also want you to stay with me to the end on both part 1 and part 2, because we need to encourage. I want to encourage you, and you may need to be the strength for a younger person in Christ, because yes, there are some of us, when all this stuff comes out, we're not going to be devastated because maybe we knew some of these things, but there will be those who are tender spiritually. A lot of us, we got thick skin spiritually, meaning we've seen some stuff, maybe been through some stuff with ministries or what have you. And so pretty much nothing can surprise us, right? But you got to understand that not everyone is in that position. And don't ever shame people, intentionally shame people for being devastated when someone they've looked up to isn't who they thought.
And now think about it. He's supposed to be delivering the word of God. How the person that's delivering the word of God that people are looking for hope for is even involved in any of these type of conversations? Come on, man.
They were. See, don't go on a rant about, don't put people on a pedestal. See, that's you, or if it were me, not understanding. All of us have come through that period in our spiritual growth where there was somebody, whether local church or on TV or whoever, that we looked up to, right? It's human nature. And so what I'm training myself to do is never kind of slap people on the hand for just being human. And heck, doing things that I've done. There were lots of people when I first gave my life to the Lord that I looked up to, that I later learned, child, they were nothing like who they portrayed themselves to be. And I was, when I saw it, it did hurt. It was a disappointment. It's normal to feel disappointed. It's like when you grow up and you learn as an adult things about your parents. Well, someone trying to correct you or slap you on the hand and saying you shouldn't be disappointed, you shouldn't put people on a pedestal. Well, see, that's someone who, bless their darling hearts, I can't even say somebody like that means well, okay? It's normal you would be disappointed when you find out mama and daddy did what, or daddy did or mama did, right? So it's one of those situations. So what I'm saying is, before I launch into this story, let's all walk very carefully. And just because nobody can see you in the comments, your conscience is there. So whatever you're going to be typing, not on this one, because the comments are closed, but as this stuff begins to come out, walk carefully. Be sensitive if you can. And if you can't, just pass up commenting, okay? So having said all that, let's go. So I had a mentor from 1999 to 2000. She was my mentor. Later on, she and I became friends. She was more of an advisor, okay? And she lived in Dallas, Texas. She lived about 15 minutes from the Potter's House, what we refer to as the old Potter's House. It's still there on Keys Boulevard, but the Potter's House of 1999, 2000 was not anything like the Potter's House that you see on television. Maybe if you're a member there now or you've been there visiting, it was nothing like that, okay? But she lived 15 minutes from the church, but she also lived down the road from what was at that time one of the best international Bible colleges in the world. So not just in the U.S., the world. And that was Christ for the Nations, okay? And what she did, because she was very well known and very well connected in that community there in Oak Cliff, she actually took in boarders from the college, okay? And they would rent rooms in her home, all right? By the time I met her, she was still renting rooms in her home, but Mr. R, okay, his first name started with an R, so Mr. R used to be a boarder in her home. Now, I don't know if he came to her by way of Christ for the Nations because she was so well connected, like friends of hers who had friends or people that were graduating college, like just regular old college. If they needed some place to stay, there was no such thing as Airbnbs. All this stuff is fairly new. They would say, "Oh, well, Mrs. Such and Such takes in boarders. She's got a room available," and things like that. So I don't know, like I said, if that's how he came to her way, but he did. And by the time I met her, Mr. R was a grown man now in his 30s, and he was married. Okay. Now, my mentor told me Mr. R is gay, and his wife knows he's gay. And this was a time where a lot of us can remember this time, if we're old enough, where we didn't see homosexuality then the way we see it and know it to be now. Meaning there was a time when people believed that if a man stopped that type of behavior, let's say if it was the man on the man's part, well, then he could change if he just stopped this type of behavior. And then that was a time when women would marry men who maybe used to be homosexuals and because they believe, well, he has changed, or that I can change him, or whatever. I don't know if Mr. R married his wife under that guise, but I do know that they were friends for a long time before they married. And so my mentor told me his wife knows he's like that. And very often, well, I shouldn't say very often because that would be an exaggeration, and I don't want to exaggerate. But from time to time, she would tell me about slip-ups. He would come and talk with her. He no longer lived with her, but she was an advisor to him. He would have these, what they call slip-ups, okay? But the wife stayed with him. And to my knowledge, he and the wife were together until the time my mentor passed away.
Man, what the fuck is a slip-up? Come on, man. This shit's out of control. What the fuck is a slip-up, man?
But one day she told me that he had called her. And he told her, I need to talk with you. I need to get some advice about what I should do. At this time, my mentor, Mr. R, and his wife, they were all members of the Potter's House. My mentor became a member of the Potter's House when T.D. Jakes left West Virginia and started his ministry in Dallas. Before he left West Virginia and started the ministry, he had come to Dallas, Texas a few times to do meetings. And she and all her friends, that's how they learned about him. And so the word had gotten around that he was going to be starting his ministry in Dallas. And so they were already, prepared to leave their churches and join. And so they did. So my mentor, Mr. R, his wife, many other people, they all were on the ground floor of helping that ministry become what it became in Dallas. Mr. R was a part of the ministerial staff. He became a minister, and he was very close to T.D. Jakes. Okay, so let me get back to the story. So basically, she tells me that, well, he called and said he needed to talk to me. He needed advice because he was considering leaving the ministry. And she said he told her that, he was going to share some things with her that she could never tell anybody. And so later on, she tells me and a few other people that he did come. They had set up a time and date for him to come to her house. He came and he talked with her for several hours, just divulging stuff, behind the scenes ministry stuff. And she told us some things I can never tell y'all, but what he did tell her was that T.D. Jakes was gay, and that T.D. Jakes had a relationship with a man. Now, I will stop and say, whether that man was Mr. R, I don't know.
Man, how is a dude delivering the word a sweet nuts. Come on, man. He's delivering the word of God. Now all this shit is just acceptable. It's just sweet guys everywhere, and this is what's going on. This shit's out of control, man.
Because she never told us that. But then she told us there are things I can never say, I can never tell, because I swore, that I wouldn't tell, some of the stuff that he told me. But he also, there was a lady by the name of Rita Twiggs who was a part of this ministry at that time. And she was telling us that, he was telling her about how Rita Twiggs had been cussing people out behind the scenes and just a lot of stuff like that. And I'll tell you, as soon as they got through talking, she left that church. My mentor did. And it devastated her. It hurt her. And by this time, my mentor is in her 70s. When I met her, she was in her 70s, but she was later on in her 70s. But it devastated her because I just, this was a time when, we live in a day where learning that somebody's gay is kind of like, what? Okay, whatever. Because we're just so used to it.
And you got to go to church and listen to your pastor, and he's getting his asshole straight blown out. This shit's out of control, man.
But we're so used to that. Such and such has come out, such and such is now transgender, Bruce is now Caitlyn, that's kind of the norm here. But this was a time when to learn someone was gay was a shock. Like it was devastating. Okay. And so she was devastated, and I'll tell y'all, she was never the same. Matter of fact, okay, so let me get back to the story because it's so easy to go down rabbit trails with this stuff. So anyway, so as soon as that was over, she left the church and she told me, I want you to come and help me find another church. And so I came back to the state. I would come for business every blue moon, and I would visit her and the circle of friends that we had. But I came, and not specifically just for that, but it was a time I was going to be coming, and we set that up. And I went to 2 churches with her, trying to help her find another church. And she never did. But I'll tell you, not too long after the things that Mr. R shared with her and swore her to secrecy to, she had a stroke. And I never said this to any of our friends because I didn't know if it would ever be the right thing to say, but I'm going to say it to y'all because I feel more comfortable telling it to strangers. I always believed, and I still believe it now, that it was the stuff he told her that contributed to her having that stroke, because the timeline was just too close. Now, we didn't know this back then. Now, the information was out there. I'm just simply saying we didn't know it. That stress could kill you. That stress, carrying secrets and all that kind of stuff, it weighs on the human being, and they can develop illnesses and things like that. And I always believe that. But anyway, she never found another church, and I think that also kind of was a distressor to her because she was one of the mothers of the church. You get what I'm saying? Not of the Potter's House, but at the church she had been at for years before she went to the Potter's House. So you can imagine, as an older woman in your 70s, her husband had passed away and all those things. You're at a point where most of your life is just going to church, volunteering and doing this. And so when you're in your 70s, and that's now removed, that's a great part of your social life and your social circle. And so on a number of levels, it affected her. And like I said, she was never the same. Now, do I hold Mr. R responsible? Yeah, I do to a certain degree, because.
Hi, Frank George here.
Yeah, TD Jakes, they saying he's sweet now, man. And I'm seeing it that these people that make it to the top, you don't make it to being up at the top unless you with the sweet committee. You don't make it there.
The children. So the Jakes have 5 children. They're the twin boys. Both of their names start with a J. One is light skin, one is dark skin. I've seen both of the sons. I've met one of them in particular. I talked with him. So there are 2 twin boys, and there's Cora and Sarah. Then there's Dexter, who's now a grown man. Now, at the time my mentor was connected to the ministry, Sarita had Dexter a little bit before they left West Virginia and came to Dallas. So Dexter basically grew up in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, yes, it is true that the 2 older sons are gay. But before I talk more about that, and I'll tell you something that my mentor told me about that, the two older sons are not his biologically. They're not the sons of Jake's. And on part 2, we'll go into me sharing that part of the story, what I know. So thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, man. They just out of control, man. They totally out of control, man. They got all kinds of weird shit going on. You gotta you gotta be into the weird shit to get at the top. Who's at the top that's not in the weird shit, man? Because everybody at the top is getting exposed for doing some old freaky weird shit that wasn't acceptable back in the day. Now it's acceptable now. And they just all in position. How is this happening? You know what I'm saying? How is this happening, man? Shit's out of control, man. I think she said she met TD Jakes.
Nah, from
He
Breakfast
was on
with
some
Woman.
weird shit too.
Just came from over on Facebook hollering at my people over there. I had to share with them what I seen today. Lord, I had to share. Whew. You know, nothing seemed to amaze me, but this caught me by surprise. I choked on this video today I seen. Blew me away. Y'all know I've been trying to give Diddy the benefit of the doubt, right? And I most definitely tried to get Pastor TD. I ain't even call him that. TD. That's his new name. TD. You ain't Pastor TD with me no more. I've been trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. And when somebody said this to me the other day, I didn't know what they were talking about. They said, "Did you see the video of Pastor Jakes?" And y'all seen the video I made saying that maybe he went to Diddy parties because that's the way he had the opportunity to bless sinners. You know, this what I'm thinking. You know, because I'm like, what other reason would a man of the cloth be at Diddy party? So I'm trying to think that way, like, give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't like to prejudge people, right? I said he had to go to the party because that's where the sinners at. That's where the rappers and the artists at, and people do freak offs, and this is opportunity.
Ain't nobody going to those parties if they ain't indulging in what's going on. They said after a certain time, they was putting you out the party. Ho, if you was there to the end, something ain't right. Shit getting out of control.
Opportunity to go lay hands on people. That gotta be the reason, right? I cut on the TV today, y'all. Just minding my business. Eating me some yogurt, trying to get rid of this keg I got on around my waist. You know, I don't have a 6-pack. I got a keg, and trying to mind my business, y'all. And I see Little Kim and Biggie Small as senior citizens. I see TD Jakes and First Lady dancing, jamming. They ain't just sitting there, like they dancing. TD Jakes' stomach look like he 12 months pregnant. First Lady.
Yeah, come on. You know they was a part of that shit, man. This what they into, man. This what they into. It's out of control. It's out of control. TD Jakes Ministry. Your donation changed lives. Man, your donation don't change nothing but their lives. Man, these people's off the hook, man. If you believe what they trying to tell you, it ain't right. You know what I want to look up? Hold on. Because I did want to look up something about Diddy. Hold on. Diddy. Oh, let me see. Cassie Friend. Hold on. Cassie Friend speaks out. Hold on. Cassie Friend spoke out. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to show y'all this right here, too. I caught this yesterday. And I said I was going to show this one. This how She said, this how she said Diddy was handling the situation.
Diddy Combs has faced 4 different lawsuits in recent weeks alleging sexual assault and abuse, all of which he has denied. The first of those came from singer Cassie Ventura, known as Cassie, who accused Combs of sexual abuse and sex trafficking during the decade they were together. NBC's entertainment correspondent Chloe Malas spoke exclusively to a longtime friend of Cassie's who said she witnessed some troubling incidents. Chloe?
Good evening, Ellison. Singer-songwriter, activist Tiffany Red had been working with Cassie on an album when she first met Diddy and says that she witnessed him verbally abusing her friend. Following Cassie's settlement with Diddy, Red penned an open letter in Rolling Stone about her experience. She spoke to me about the events that she says traumatized her.
I don't think people understand what it's like to be traumatized by somebody famous and rich, because you can't get away from them.
Tiffany Red has written for the likes of Zendaya, Jason Derulo, and Jennifer Hudson. In 2015, she became friends with Cassie while writing songs for her album. At that point, Cassie and Diddy had been together for nearly 8 years. In a lawsuit Cassie filed last month, she detailed the abuse she says Diddy committed, including physical assault. Red says although she did not know about the alleged physical assault while working with Cassie, she did witness verbal abuse on more than one occasion, one of which took place during Cassie's 29th birthday in 2015. Red says Diddy showed up at karaoke, where Cassie and a group of friends were celebrating.
So he had her backed into the corner, and he was like cussing her out with his hand in her face.
Later that night, Red, who was staying at Cassie's home, says she awoke to screaming.
He's standing in the living room area, and she's there, and he was like, emotional singing, there you are. And I just was like, oh, he's talking to me. And I remember, I don't know if you know what his voice sounds like, but I felt like I was in the presence of his monster inside. And I remember looking in his eyes, and I said to him, what did y'all do? Because I could see that she was really sedated. That was the first time I ever seen her high before. And then he says, tell your girl she wants some birthday. And we were like, well, I mean, he's saying this to me, and I'm like, well, she doesn't have to have sex with you if she doesn't want to. He was upset, I guess that she didn't want to do with him whatever he wanted. I don't know. I don't feel like I could advocate for myself in that moment. I realized oh, this guy is dangerous.
Red says it was only a few months ago that Cassie told her what was really going on that night in 2015, that it all stemmed from the music executive wanting her to take part in what he called a freak-off against her will.
What did Cassie tell you about these freak-offs?
That he would hire these sex workers, and they would have sex with her or whatever, and he would watch and tell them what to do.
In her lawsuit, Cassie alleges she was forced to participate in freak-offs throughout her relationship with Diddy. Red learning recently one horrific detail from Cassie.
She told me the only time he was willing to do anything or work on her music, go through any plans, any of that, was when she had a freak off. So all of our music, all my work, to find out that I spent all these years writing these songs for him to rape my friend to, is just disgusting.
In the lawsuit, Cassie detailed the physical abuse she says Diddy committed, including an instance where she was put in a hotel room for days to heal. Red says Cassie recently told her about Diddy giving her a black eye before the premiere of her 2016 film, The Perfect Match.
I remember one time her telling me that, I think it might have been The Perfect Match, that movie that she was in, and she told me that she had a black eye under her makeup.
Do you believe Diddy is a dangerous person?
Yes, I do.
Why?
I mean, look at his rap sheet.
An attorney for Cassie declined to comment. Diddy's attorney did not respond. In 2015, Diddy was arrested on 3 counts of assault with a deadly weapon and other charges for allegedly beating up his son's football coach. Prosecutors declined to file felony charges related to that arrest. 24 hours after Cassie filed her lawsuit, she and Diddy announced that they had reached an undisclosed settlement. Combs released a statement saying, "We have decided to resolve this matter amicably. I wish Cassie and her family all the best." His lawyer adding that the settlement was, quote, "in no way an admission of wrongdoing."
I mean, I just feel like it's PR. He's settled because he doesn't want to go to court.
Diddy's music career spans 3 decades, including 3 Grammy Awards and the creation of Bad Boy Records, representing artists from Mary J. Blige to the late Notorious B.I.G. In September, he was awarded MTV's Global Icon Award. But since the allegations surfaced, Hulu scrapped a reality series about his family, and the Recording Academy said they are considering to rescind his invite to this year's Grammys.
You know, I think a lot of people, especially in the Black community, are, you know, I've seen the narrative of like, you know, they just trying to take a Black man down. And it's just like, that's not what this is about. That's not what this is about. This is about accountability and a reckoning. Like, that's just the bottom line.
As for what justice looks like,
I think justice looks like Diddy being behind bars. And I also think that justice looks like everybody getting retribution for all of the things. The amount of therapy, like I just said, all of the moments, the time, like these are our careers.
In AARP Med.
She said she wanted Diddy to go to jail.
Chloe is back with us now. You hear her saying justice looks like Diddy behind bars. Is there a possibility that could still happen? Where does the criminal case stand?
So Cassie filed her federal civil suit here in New York, and the NYPD has come out and said that there is no investigation into Diddy right now. Now, that doesn't mean that the district attorney of Manhattan isn't looking into something, or perhaps investigations going on behind the scenes. But publicly, on the record, no such investigation has been confirmed. And also, there have been other lawsuits of some women coming forward with other similar accusations and allegations. And who knows if others might come forward as well. Remember, the Adult Survivors Act is set to expire at the end of this month in the state of California. And we know that Diddy, that is where he has primarily resided. So you never know if others might come forward between now and the new year.
And you spent so much time talking with Tiffany, and you can tell, even watching that back, not being in the room with her, that she has been so deeply impacted by what she says she witnessed. She has been able to sort of take this and turn it in a way, right? Can you explain that?
So she calls herself an activist, right? She's not just a singer, songwriter.
Casey files this lawsuit against Puff. Were you surprised, and what was your initial thoughts when you first seen the lawsuit filed?
When the lawsuit was filed, my initial thoughts on that whole thing is that it was based on because she has some celebrity status. You know, I've gotten calls from 2 different women who told me that they were trying to press charges against Puff and wanted to come on my platform and tell the people what he done to them. And they said they couldn't get lawyers to take it. Now you got lawyers willing to take anything anybody has to say. Our justice system is messed up, brother, because if you ask those ladies who are coming out now, they probably tried to get a lawyer to take it long time ago, but they wouldn't because of the powers that be. Now that Puff is losing that power, lawyers are willing to go to court and try to get money from him, from their clients and what people are saying he did to them.
Do you believe everything that she said? Do you think it's all accurate?
I believe what he paid for.
What do you mean by what he paid for? Oh, you mean the 30? Okay, you talking about the settlement that happened the next day.
Right.
So everything that was in the lawsuit.
I don't know all the things that were said, but you're not going to pay for nothing that you didn't do.
Correct. That's correct.
So whatever he paid for in that lawsuit, I believe.
You know, in the paperwork, it says that he was addicted to painkillers and ecstasy. Have you ever seen anything like that, or when you were around him?
I knew he was addicted to painkillers, because after that that incident with Kim, he used to have this little white guy he used to meet, or he would have the drivers go get the pills that he was addicted to from this little white guy who was selling him them opioids.
Why do you think it took so long for people to come out and say something?
Like I said before, I don't think it took so long. It took somebody with celebrity status who had a legal team that was willing to go to war for her in order to get some justice for her in a compensation matter and a civil suit. I believe there is a lot of guys, a lot of people in that industry that have done things, and people can't get lawyers to go to bat for them.
Yeah, there's been a long list of other celebrities since this happened that it came out, and a lot of other celebrities started to get sued. You know, what do you think about that list? And, you know, is there anything there that you've heard about?
Well, I've heard about a couple of things, but you got to realize is that it's what they can prove. You know, like with this Weinstein thing, you know, Weinstein, just take Jimmy Iovine for example. Jimmy Iovine got a lawsuit, but you don't see it on the news. Why? Why you don't see it on the news? People have been coming out saying things that he said that he did to them, but because his publicists and the people that be is not allowing that to go down on him. Puff did some things to some powerful people that they're calling in their friends and everything, and everybody's taking their hands off of him. So now he's no longer the altar boy, and he's.
And I did a video, if you look in my lives, where it said the Black Weinstein about Puff, who the people he did it to, why they're taking Puff down.
Not in their club anymore. Did you hear him on Jimmy Kimmel? He said, yo, I thought we was friends. Jimmy Kimmel knew he wasn't supposed to ask Puff anything about me, but he's not part of the boys club anymore.
What's up? This is Cam.
Hey, listen, man. When you go ahead and think that you on top out there, man, they got people in place to knock you down, man. They not allowing you to be up there like that, man. You only big as they allow you to be, man. And you got to do some weird shit to be at that level. You're not going to be at that level and think that nobody is gonna have oversee over your head and somebody over top you. You know what I'm saying?
You know, this right here is gonna ruin him, man. It's gonna ruin his legacy, everything that he worked for.
He ruined his legacy, brother. People is trying to say like, yo, y'all going after a black man, y'all trying to tear a black man down. No. It's a big difference from a nigga and a black man. He was doing shit to people that he never thought that it would come back at him. Now, if he never did anything to those girls, if those girls was lying, then he would have never settled out. It was a girl that came out, Cam, 2.5 years before Cassie came out, and went on a major platform and told him how he was kicking her, beating her, and made her get rid of 2 kids. A girl named Gina came out on a major platform that he was dating that she had texts from Cassie, and her and Cassie was texting each other back and forth, and Cassie was saying, I don't hate you, I know how he is, and they was talking about each other and talking to each other. She came out 2 years ago. So you tell me, Cam, why didn't nobody take her case?
Maybe they didn't I could guess. Maybe they didn't believe him because he's puffy. He got a...
Nah, the reason why ain't nobody take her case is because it wasn't Diddy's time. When Diddy went against his liquor partners and he went to sue them people, that's when they said, all right, now we can pick up Cassie's situation and go at him, because this is somebody directly linked to him, somebody that he was in a relationship, and it's going to make sure that it links directly to him. So that's when the mission came for the takedown.
A lot of star power. He could fight back.
She had no lawyers or nobody that was interested in going through that battle and that long drawn out court battle, that they had to file papers. They had to do that 2-3 years ago. 2-3 years down the road, she ain't coming up with a dime. Cassie had the lawyers and the people who put the money behind the lawyers to make sure that her case was clammed tight so she could win. You don't get those type of lawyers, man, without somebody putting some money behind you. Those were high-profile lawyers that had won major cases.
Right. Puffy would be a very hard target to go after if you're a lawyer. It would absolutely burn up a whole bunch of money. So if you're not rich or you don't have at least a lot of money, it's going to be really hard to really go through that and fight it in the public. Puffy knows everybody. He knows the media. Everybody likes Puffy. It's an uphill battle for sure. I can see that.
And that's what happened, brother. It's women probably gonna jump out the woodwork and say, yo, I had a case against him. I told this lawyer, I told that lawyer. Nobody did nothing. Now you got lawyers calling people or putting up billboards. If you got anything on Puffy, P. Diddy, Brother Love, Sean John Combs, call us. The lawyers are looking for people right now.
He definitely made him an easier target now. Now everybody believes it and everybody's got their hands out. Right.
Right.
Well,
like nobody believed me about the shit I was saying, and now everybody got Gene Deal stories in their mouth on their programs.
Mm. Well, one of the things that was in the lawsuit was that he was hiring dudes, and they were looking for dudes to hook up with Cassie.
I heard that was in the lawsuit also.
Right.
That's weird, bruh. What happens is these guys open up a Pandora's box. And they look for weird, exotic things. And somehow, in some way, it turns them on. And damn, it's so crazy. They become and have a fetish on those type of things. It's weird, man. I guess when you go to certain levels and you keep going to those levels, you look for a different level, then another level, then you get addicted to see how crazy that you can get in certain situations.
Man, that's what I said. When they start getting that money, they ain't chasing the money no more. Now they chasing ills, things that they're addicted to, sick shit. They go straight to that kind of shit. They ain't no more chasing the money. You know what I'm saying? The money chase is over. It's go to all the sick shit that you can do when you get to that level. It's crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
Not to be afraid to be loved the way like I really want to be loved.
Jaguar Wright has been actively exposing influential persons in the industry and their lies. And now there is another colossal revelation Wright has made that has not only made headlines but has managed to blow the netizens' head off. Wright claims that an attorney who used to deal with Diddy told her that she stepped on in the R&B singer Christopher Williams' Puff Top video. According to Wright, Diddy insisted on the blowjob in exchange for a demo deal and door that doesn't let anybody come through. I said I'll watch the door, and if I watch the door, he and a man ran out naked, and I said that ain't nobody told me that. I saw that myself. He said emphatically, I'm telling you what I saw.
Gave this dude this extravagant birthday party, and I don't know if it was Superhead. I think it was Superhead, or it was some chick that Slam brought to him while Jennifer was upstairs. And he said, yo, Gene, watch the door, don't let nobody come through here. And I said I watched the door. If I watched the door and him and a man ran out naked.
Not to be afraid to be loved the way like I really want to be loved.
Jaguar Wright has been actively exposing influential persons.
Him and the man ran out naked. I'm like, oh shit. So you know Gene done seen some shit. Gene done seen some shit, man.
I never asked you this directly, man, so I want to ask you, do you think Diddy should be responsible for Biggie murder?
I think that Arista Records, Bad Boy Entertainment, they're responsible for the security of the Notorious B.I.G. Knowingly that there were a hostile environment in California and having him put him out there, put him at risk of anything happening to him. Now, regarding to that, Bad Boy Entertainment was told by an individual that they had hired to do security and was told that we need more security. They failed to take that information and do something by securing the artist of Notorious Big during his stay out there in California. The only time they hired additional security personnel was during the video shoot of the video Hypnotize. They are responsible for the safety and the well-being of any of their artists, especially when they're in a hostile environment. So, in a whole nutshell, Bad Boy and Arista was responsible for not securing Big and making sure that he had enough security. That's my opinion. That's my opinion.
And I do recall you saying that, you know, Diddy, he the one that stopped Biggie from going to London, right?
He just snitched on himself on that Wendy Williams piece. He did a piece with Wendy Williams and he said, oh, I stopped Big from going to London. But then he lied and said Big begged him not to go, which wasn't true.
Let me see what they talking about. TD Jakes got parts in the shade room. Hold on. Shade room. Let me see. I heard somebody say something about that. Said there's a church running shade room. TJ's behind the shade room. Let me see. Yeah, man. You don't know what the hell be going on. Cat was open about Diddy victim get grown. You don't know what be going on, man. So they said that 10 months ago that he had parts in the shade room. And you don't know what be going on, man.
Now watch this clip. Now, while taking a look at the Shade Room, we were actually able to see that from the course of the entire week, the Shade Room has actually failed to produce one story about Cora. And let's investigate why. And like you guys already know, before we start our story, we kind of got to lay out the key players. Now, this is Angela, and she's the founder of the Shade Room. The Shade Room was actually founded in 2014, and Angela is actually the one who spearheaded the entire operation. And while the Shade Room needs no introduction, it's very imperative that we actually start our investigation here. And as a nosy bystander, let's try to figure out exactly why the Shade Room failed to actually post a story about Cora. So like a nosy bystander, I did some digging. And I actually found this Elle magazine article about the Shade Room, and look at this little blurb that Cardi B inserted herself in. Now, according to Elle magazine, Cardi B officially declared herself to not mess with the Shade Room. She stated that after leaving a number of posts on a few pictures from the Shade Room, they went ahead and deleted her comments, and she didn't understand why. Cardi B also stated that the Shade Room never posted any positive highlights of her career, and she thought that was kind of shady. But it actually doesn't stop there. The singer Summer Walker actually stated that the Shade Room was a disgusting place. Summer stated that it's where the insecure feel the most confident. It's where people's lower selves thrive. But that's not all. In a deleted post, actor Lakeith Stanfield stated that the Shade Room was anti-black and was problematic for the black community. And don't worry, honey, because there is plenty more on the internet where that came from. Outside of deleting comments from artists they may not like and only highlighting the ones that they do, the Shade Room does have a close connection with the Potter's House. And let's check that out. Just a month ago, our good
Christian, quote unquote.
This is the story of.
Yeah, we're gonna see what this say right here. Yeah. TDJ's daughter takes kids and cover up in the Diddy affiliation.
But they really are nothing of the sort. They don't live that life. They try to live it in public, but really they're just nothing but connivers, schemers. They're greedy. They are just some of them are sexual deviants. It's a lot of things that run deep, and they use God as a cover, the church as a cover for living the life that they want to live. But eventually people like that, they get exposed. I don't care how big you are, but I talked about them recently, and I just want to share something with you guys. For those of you who don't know, TD Jakes' children, a lot of them have a lot of things in their past that have been going on, even from the beloved Sarah Jakes Roberts, I think her name is. I don't follow her. I don't care how many millions of people that follow her and love her and adore her and almost worship the freaking ground that she walks on. But she definitely has a lot of skeletons in her closet. And I'm not just talking about a past, because a lot of people could say, well, everyone has a past and blah, blah, blah. But when you are complicit about things that are going on that you know are not right, then it's not your past. It's who you presently are, but you're operating like it's your past in the public and in the present. So from his children and his daughter, Cora Jakes Coleman, I'm going to say, because she is, I believe the divorce is official, but because of the Jakes and their power, they're able to do a lot of things in the court systems because they have a lot of people that are in their pockets and do things and favors for them, where it really isn't the routes that most of us can go through. But Cora Jakes last year was accused of taking a woman's child that she used to be friends with. And I talked about that briefly on my channel. If I can find that video link, I will put the link in the description box so you can check it out. But this young lady, her name is Michelle Loud. She actually did an interview with Tasha K. It was either earlier this year or maybe it was last year. I can't remember exactly when it was because, man, time goes by so fast. But she did an interview with Tasha K. Yesterday, she was on the official King Jives YouTube channel, and I'm going to put a link to that video in the description box. It's pretty long, but you can fast forward through it to get to the part where he's having this discussion, conversation, interview with her, because it was impromptu. He didn't even plan for that to happen. He was talking about the church affiliation and Diddy and just a number of dirty, crooked things that happen in the church world and the Diddy connection and affiliation. So I thought it was pretty, on par with what I was talking about yesterday. So that's why I wanted to share this. So she shares so much information and some of the things I had already heard about, but Cora Jakes' husband, now I guess you can maybe call him an ex-husband, you really can't find a whole lot of information on him, but he was arrested allegedly for child sexual assault. And they're, I believe, alleging that he did something to their adopted daughter. I'm going to tell you, I don't believe that he did anything like that. There was a guy, I used to listen to his YouTube channel, but I actually stopped listening to his YouTube channel because in my personal opinion, I felt like he started getting paid by the Jakes family. That's just my personal opinion, because he went from defending Michelle Loud and exposing a whole lot of information about Cora Jakes, the Jakes family, to pretty much the complete opposite, and was pretty much trying to make Michelle Loud out to be a liar, a thought, a whatever. And I was disgusted by it because I didn't feel that it was right. And in my personal opinion, I felt like somebody paid him. And I, in my personal opinion, felt like it was someone from the Jakes family or affiliated with the Jakes, because those videos were getting a lot of views, okay? So I'm saying all of those things to say, I don't believe that Cora Jakes' husband did anything to that child, or to any child for that matter. She and her husband were over the children's ministry for the Potter's House Church. So if he was some sexual deviant with children, why wasn't anyone accusing him of doing something to the children in the children's ministry, but he would do that to his own adopted daughter? And Cora Jakes, even knowing this, was having conversations with him while he was locked up, but she divorces him. I feel that there's some other stuff going on, just sharing my personal opinion. So with that being said, I believe that he was probably not wanting to be with her anymore. Cora Jakes has been accused of playing for the other team, if you get my drift. And I believe that he was not wanting to be in a relationship anymore. And I'm saying all of those things to say that I believe that because they have so much power, they were able to shut him up, shut him down, and lock him away. Now, I've heard that he was locked up. He didn't even have a trial, pled guilty, and was sentenced to like 40 years in prison. How do you plead guilty, not even like have a trial, and you get that many years? Dang. I just believe that all of that was the Jakes' doing. And I'm saying all of those things to circle back to the conversation that I was having regarding T.D. Jakes and his affiliation to Diddy.
We are always going to be connected.
Yeah, I don't know how you plead guilty to 40 years. Man, you got to be crazy to plead guilty to 40 years. What the hell? Yeah.
It's like opposite sides of the same coin. I believe that TD Jakes' hands and his family's hands are not clean. I don't care how inspired people get by the messages that he speaks.
And that's what I say. These people delivering the word, they humans, man. They got issues just like anybody else. And most of the time, their issues is far more advanced of their sick fetishes, but they try and tell you what to follow. That shit just don't be adding up to
who
me.
he's got connections to and who he knows, Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, you know, all of these big name people in Hollywood and entertainment, but nobody's bigger than God. And I don't care, at the end of it all, it's going to be the end when it comes to a lot of these big name people who have been doing people dirty for all of these years and thinking that their money can, the money and the so-called alleged power that they have here can just continuously get them off, get them by, get people away from them, get people to shut up, get people to stop talking, keep the truth silenced, and allow some crazy woman who has, and I hate to say crazy, but a woman who has a history of mental health issues and has been institutionalized in a mental health facility on a number of occasions, to have this woman use spiritual manipulation to take another woman's child. Someone who she knew for many years and saw her as a friend and felt like, oh, well, you've got 5 kids. You're having financial issues. Let me take one of them off your hands because I'm not able to have any kids. Crazy. It's a lot when it comes to this. But again, I'm not going to dive too deep into it in this conversation, but I'm going to put a link to the video in the description box. Go and listen to it when you have time. You don't have to sit and watch it. You can just like listen to it, fast forwards if you want to get to the part where he's having the conversation with her, because it is a pretty long video, just, you know, for warning you. And I wouldn't even say warning, but just letting you know it is a pretty long video. But the information that she shared was just so important. I feel that her message needs to continue to be spread because, like I said, no, I'm not saying that Diddy had any connection to this woman losing her child to the hands of someone in the Jakes family, but this connection and affiliation that TD Jakes has with Diddy and vice versa, you know, hearing about all of the disgusting and egregious acts that Diddy has allegedly committed against Cassie and so many other people, and not even just the people that he has been alleged to have done sexual things to, but just the people that he's done dirty in business. People who were signed to his record label. Hell, the freaking Making the Band, the first one where he had those people who were so hungry to be into working and connected with Diddy and wanting a record deal, that he would have them walking across the Brooklyn Bridge to go and get him a freaking cheesecake. You know what I'm saying? It's just, crazy. Why would a man of God, someone who is so-called a servant of the Most High God, want to have a connection and affiliation with anyone like this, period? And yet we still have not heard him come out to make a statement about any of these things. Not even for him to come out and say, yeah, I've heard all of the things that are going on about Diddy and, you know, I'm praying for the victims or nothing like that. You know, even if it wasn't heartfelt, he has said nothing. He has been silent. And that's what he does. When all of these things were going on and these accusations about, which are real, Cora Jakes, his daughter that has mental health issues, taking another woman's child from her, stayed silent. Nobody in the family said anything. And they're silencing her. They do not want her story to get out. And the Shade Room, I believe, is being paid off by the Jakes because they're not reporting anything about, they don't report anything about this. When that story went viral, they would not post it on their blog. So it's just a lot. This rabbit hole goes really deep. But again, guys, I have the link to the video in the description box so you can go and listen to Michelle Loud. And she went even deeper, in my personal opinion, than she did when she talked to Tasha K when I watched that interview. So, guys, let me know your thoughts about all of this in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for being here, for liking and subscribing.
Yeah, man. It's like at the top of the food chain in that industry life, they all funny, man. All of them. They just funny. It's like if you ain't funny, you ain't getting up there. So you got to question everybody that's at the top. All the people at the top, it's like, are they on some funny shit too? They had to get on some funny shit to get here.
The devil can use him aggressively. And I want you to know God could use me aggressively. Confusion is because for years, these guys have organized a mass organized effort to slander my name behind the scenes. So every time I say something, you're just seeing my part because their part is behind the scene. But I want you to know I'm up for it. I'm up for it. I'm anointed for it.
Why do you think T.D. Jakes was at Puff Daddy's birthday party?
Bishop Jakes was at a Diddy party. There could only be two reasons: money or sex. That's all that happens at Diddy parties.
Crazy.
Money and
Y'all, so Mr. Mason Betha is now coming out to expose Diddy's affair with T.D. Jakes. It looks like Mace is done being silent about Diddy's true nature and he just exposed Diddy big time. Allegedly, Diddy has been in a weird gay relationship with T.D. Jakes for the longest time, and Mace just came out with some tea. But that's not all, because Mace is also accusing Diddy of allegedly forcing all his Bad Boy Records artists into freak-offs with him and holding their careers over their heads. Mace has had a lot to say, and this drama just got insane.
How much money do you think I owe this guy? One album, and then he became a fake pastor and went and conned people, and then y'all gonna let him throw dirt on the God's name?
So y'all come on in and hop in ASAP, because it looks like some Bad Boy Records artists are starting to speak up against Diddy, and y'all, they don't.
Well, it's more than just Mace throwing dirt on his name. Everybody's throwing dirt on his name. They taking him down, man. Everybody done threw dirt on his name, man. All the shit he's done, it done came out. Everybody knows what's going on now. It's a lot of sick shit going on. And it's motherfucking proven from the people that been in the room with him. Sick shit.
Don't exactly have great things to report about him. I mean, Diddy is notorious for having treated his bad boy artists pretty badly. In a lot of cases, he either underpaid them or he didn't even pay them at all. There are so many talks about things that he did to his artists, like Tanya Blount, who revealed that Diddy forced her to record 50 to 60 songs that she really didn't like, only to drop her as an artist and scrap her entire album. But it gets even worse, because she claims that she had gotten so frustrated with the album being ignored that she tried to take her own life. It was the hardest decision, because that was how I was able to provide and take care of my family at the time. It was so hard. It broke me. It really did. I went into therapy with bad thoughts and even attempted to unalive myself. I was in a Dallas hospital on a 72-hour watch. I had taken pills. I decided this is it. My son was fine. He would have had people to take care of him. I just gave up. And remember that 1999 shooting incident in a nightclub that involved Diddy and his then girlfriend Jennifer Lopez? And y'all remember how Diddy caught up a couple of charges from that incident and he was facing jail time? Well, the charges ended up getting dropped. But as it turns out, the only reason they got dropped was that Diddy had thrown one of his artists, Shine, who was with him at the club, under the bus and made him take the fall. According to his former bodyguard, Diddy allegedly paid witnesses to testify against Shine during the trial.
Those people were testifying. They were brought to Puff first, saying that what they saw against Shine, what they saw Shine do.
That's why you gotta watch who you associate yourself with. If you get in some beef protecting somebody you down with, you gotta worry about them paying for witnesses to go against you. Man, that's foul right there. That's foul.
The DA didn't even know those people existed.
Yeah,
You understand what I'm saying?
That's fine.
Sean said it himself, y'all.
The wild part about this is that Bad Boy Records then dropped Shine when he was in prison. Shine also confirmed that Diddy had betrayed him in 2020 interview where he said, Puff apologized. He did apologize to me for that when we met in Paris. He did say that he could have handled it better, but he was under a lot of pressure from the lawyers to throw me under the bus. Y'all, there are a whole lot even more stories that are now coming out about the things that Diddy put his artists through. But that's gonna be a story for another day. But it shouldn't be all that surprising that none of his former artists are standing by him during these lawsuits. In fact, some of them, like Mason Betha, are even speaking up against him and exposing the messed up things that he forced them to do. And as it seems, Mace is sick and tired of sitting by and watching Diddy act all innocent because he recently came out to spill his own tea. He is now claiming that Diddy had been in a long-term gay affair with Pastor T.D. Jakes and that Diddy allegedly used to force his artists into freak-offs with him. Now, it's been so many years since Mace left Bad Boy Records, but it looks like he is still holding a huge grudge against Diddy, and that's not going away anytime soon. And honestly, I can't even blame him for holding a grudge because not only did he leave Bad Boy Records on bad terms, he allegedly did not get paid. He's saying that Diddy went around and slandered him in the industry and made it impossible for him to get signed to another label. And that explains why Mace was never able to get signed after leaving Bad Boy. I mean, he really didn't work in the music industry again. Mace always insisted that he wrote most of Diddy's raps in the 90s and he never got paid for it. Well, not only did Diddy deny this, but he also mocked Mace and called him a fake pastor who was trying to deceive people.
You know, I did one album with Mace. One album. How much money do you think I owed it?
And I want to say this, right? If you see how Mace is on the rise on this show with Cam, it is what it is after 20-something years of going through it with Diddy, and now Diddy is on a decline. So when you put that kind of energy out to people and you think that you stomping on people, shit'll come around the corner and catch you with a strong right or left and hit you hard and daze you. Diddy dazed right now.
This guy. One album, and then he became a fake pastor and went and con people.
Now, this is the reference to the fact that Mace became a pastor after leaving the industry. Well, Mace thinks that it's ironic that Diddy referred to him as a fake pastor when Diddy is literally friends with Pastor T.D. Jakes, who has been getting a lot of side-eye from people for years for being a fake pastor. Well, Mace is now coming out to expose Diddy and T.D. Jakes' gay affair. But before we get into that, I want to talk about what Mace has to say about Diddy giving his artists back their masters. So remember when Diddy made a big show back in September when he gave his artists back their publishing rights to the songs they released under his label? He has held the sole rights to the publishing and...
Can you believe this?
Now, Diddy held the sole right to the publishing, masters, and all that shit over top of these people here while he ate. And now you want to give it back to him. He knew this was coming. He knew the trouble was coming, but that shit ain't help. Because everybody's still going against you. Ain't nobody still...
Just to be nice, at the time, he said, it's just doing the right thing. I think that we as an industry and as a people have to look in the mirror and make a shift forward. It's about evolving, leading by example, and reforming an industry that needs it, in a world that needs reform. I'll tell you one thing that I do want people to know. This was done like 2 years ago. Everything just got taken care of now. It's not a publicity stunt or anything like that. Well, according to Mace, it was indeed a publicity stunt from Diddy because he was trying to buy favor from as many people who knew his secrets as possible. At the time, he was in the process of trying to settle Cassie's lawsuit out of court, and he was trying to cover all the bases. Well, like I said, Mace has held a major grudge against Diddy, and he is now speaking up, exposing some pretty messed up secrets. So ever since Cassie decided to drop her lawsuit, the gossip mill has been working in overtime, predicting that Diddy is about to bring a bunch of folks down with him. Names like Young Miami and the ex-Bad Boy Records president Harvey Pierre, who's also in the hot seat for SA, has been tossed around like confetti. But for some reason, everyone seems to be forgetting about Diddy's pastor and bestie T.D. Jakes. Now, people have been side-eyeing T.D. Jakes because, well, let's be real, he's not your typical pastor. Instead of the usual preachy stuff, he talks about money, claiming the God's on board with us raking in as much cash as humanly possible. Seriously, boy is kinda getting obsessed with glitz and glam of celebrity life because he's hanging out with the famous faces more than your average churchgoer. In the last couple of years, Diddy has become TD's go-to celeb buddy. Their friendship has grown so tight that folks are wondering if there's more to it, if you catch my drift. Now, Diddy's been dodging gay rumors for forever, so naturally, tongues started wagging about TD Jakes being his secret partner, especially since there's been buzz about TD Jakes possibly being in the closet too. The gossip peaked when TD Jakes' son got busted for trying to solicit gay SEX from an undercover cop. Now, Diddy and TD Jakes have been tight for years, and they go way back to when he was still dating Kim Porter. In fact, when Kim passed away, TD Jakes made a post on Instagram saying, "My family and I would like to offer our love and condolences to Diddy and his entire family as they traverse this tragic loss of Miss Kim Porter. Though you may grieve her absence, realize that many people never have such love in all of their lives. You are blessed to have someone to miss. May God's grace guide you through this challenging time." Diddy even asked him to officiate Kim's funeral, and he accepted. Yeah, they are that close. And throughout their years of friendship, TD Jakes has been a constant presence at Diddy's parties. Now, this raised a lot of eyebrows in the past because Diddy is not exactly known for being a great guy. Now, I'm not trying to be judgy, but even before this whole Cassie thing, there has been a lot of talk about the shady stuff that Diddy does in private, especially at his parties. Diddy's parties have been the stuff of legends since the 90s, and there has been talk of gay SCX and debauchery of all sorts that happens at these parties. So, what exactly was TD Jakes doing at these parties over and over again over these years? Well, Jaguar Wright was right there to answer our questions, and she had some very interesting things to say.
Why do you think TD Jakes was at Puff Daddy's birthday party?
If Bishop Jakes was at a Diddy party, there could only be two reasons: money or sex. That's all that happens at Diddy parties: money and sex.
Well, according to reports, Mace is now backing up Jaguar on this, claiming that Diddy and TD Jakes are actually intimate partners. No, scratch that. Insiders report that TD Jakes...
Wow.
Can you believe this?
My man Mace said he backing it up because he already been new. But I'm sure, nobody was listening to Mace like that then. Because Mace was letting it known that Diddy wasn't right, man.
Male partners that he likes to get it on with, and they have been hiding in plain sight all these years. Mace also had this to say.
And I want to tell you why, if the devil can use him aggressively, then I want you to know God could use me aggressively.
Okay, Mace. I mean, dang. But wait, because there's still more. Remember how Cassie said that Diddy forced her into freak offs? Well, according to Mace, she was not the only one, because Diddy allegedly forced his artists into freak offs as well. In a recent episode of his podcast with Cameron, they spoke about a time when they hired an escort and things almost got out of hand. So remember the part of Cassie's lawsuit where she said that Diddy didn't get her permission before forcing into a freak off? The first time Mr. Combs hired a man and brought the man to his home in Los Angeles. The man, Mr. Combs, and Miss Ventura wore masquerade masks and ingested drugs. Mr. Combs directed Miss Ventura to perform intimate acts with this man while Mr. Combs watched them. He got off to it while he directed Miss Ventura and the men to do specific intimate acts. The entire encounter lasted multiple days, but Mr. Combs began to call the arrangement a freak off, or FO. He would repeatedly tell Miss Ventura at random moments that he wanted an FO, and Miss Ventura was eventually expected to facilitate the location and the hiring of male escorts. Well, according to new reports from an insider, Mace and Cameron were recreating the freak-offs that they had been forced into by Diddy. The insider claimed that Diddy allegedly had this weird initiation thingy where he basically forced his artists into freak-offs after he signed them, and he also allegedly fed them a lot of drugs. Those artists who refused allegedly never got their songs released, and they were dropped without any reasonable explanation. Though this kind of makes me wonder if this was the real reason he dropped Tanya Blum, and why she never had any release under Bad Boy Records. Well, fans are not exactly surprised by this at all, and they left comments saying, You know what's crazy? Even the people you think who would have a moral compass was around Diddy knowing that ish was going on all along. Like, what the F was TD Jakes doing around Diddy? The fact that anyone is surprised by Puffy and or all these pimps in the pulpit is totally and utterly ridiculous. And something about TD Jakes never sat well with my spirit. I surely didn't think of this, but I'm not surprised. Whoo-wee, keep exposing these wolves in sheep clothing. Now y'all go ahead and let me know what you think about this situation in the comments below, and then check out this next video.
At all. It sit with me right about TD Jakes. I'm telling you.
Tomorrow. His wife's birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday!
Oh my God.
Child.
Oh my God. Oh, look at her.
The Bible speaks plain. And you so-called modern church going fakers.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
You look just like the sinner. You act just like the sinner.
That's right.
And you think just like the sinner.
That's right. That's right.
That's why you find TD Jakes hanging out with Puff Daddy.
Yeah.
You got knocked the out, man.
That's why you find TD Jakes hanging out with Puff Daddy, man. Come on, man. What is Jakes hanging out with Puff Daddy? He's supposed to be delivering the word of God. Puffy's a sicko, man. They both got to be sickos, man.
You all, because when I tell y'all that I have some potent information in regards to some of y'all's favorite bishop and how he be moving.
The bishop, though. This is the bishop, the man that's delivering the so-called word of God. Come on, man. It just don't set right with me, man. I can't fall for it.
Say the least.
Oh, Jesus.
Now, before we move along, I just want to say happy birthday to Kim Porter. Her birthday was on yesterday. Shout out to Kim Porter and everything that she stood for. And even though Kim is comfortably sleeping in peace, just know that you have people like me and others that's pounding the pavement to uncover what really went down and what happened to you. Kim Porter would have been 53 years young today, and obviously she was robbed from being able to celebrate this day and other birthdays to come. So what I want to do right here is just take the time to have a moment of silence for Kim Porter. Thank you guys for joining me in giving Kim Porter the moment that she deserves. Happy birthday, Kim Porter. The fight continues. Now, speaking of Kim's birthday, Diddy decided to crawl out of his crevice and post something on Instagram to honor Kim Porter. And basically this is what he said. He said, "We miss you so much, Kim. Happy birthday, beautiful. Love forever." And then he had the audacity to follow it up with a black heart emoji. Now, I understand that within my community, some people post black hearts as a symbol of black love. I get that. Don't get me wrong. But in this situation, I just find it highly disrespectful, because if he really loved her, Dirk wouldn't be packed on her casket right now. And just like the coward he is, he ran and turned the comment section off, right? Because I guess he knew people would be in the comments like, how dare you? You know what I'm saying? Especially when people feel that you have something to do with her passing. And, you know, with all the other lawsuits that have been filed against him and things like that, of course people are going to come in the comments and check him about that. But one of my pet peeves when it comes to regular people and especially celebrities is that when you face scrutiny, you run and limit the comments, or you turn the comments completely off. And that really lets me know that you're a weak individual. See, I'm a strong believer in freedom of speech, and I don't care what people say about me. I'm gonna leave my comment section on and I'm gonna read them. I may not respond, but I'm gonna read them. And so I don't understand why people shy away from people having an opinion about something. I will never, ever, never, ever turn off my comments because at the end of the day, I'm a man. But anyway, before we get into this electrifying email, I want to ask you guys to take the time to follow me on Instagram at Carolina Crush TV. Go ahead and head over there and give your boy a follow in case something happens here. Now, before we get started, I do want to play you guys a few clips of people exposing TD Jakes. And you have a woman that is sort of like that woman by the name of Sloan Bella, right? Sloan Bella, I believe she's a medium or a psychic or whatever the case may be, who does a fantastic job. But this particular woman is talking about TD Jakes. And I just want you to take the time to listen to what she has to say. And then after that, I'll be right back.
A lot of you know TD Jakes, but most of his teaching is unbiblical, and this is what he has to say about God.
God is my business partner, and my giving to him is his cut. And if I rip off his cut, why should he bless me? I start giving on that level so that God would owe me. Oh, y'all don't hear what I'm saying? You can't handle that.
See, I want to stop it right there.
Somebody preaching the word is saying God is my business partner. And people look up to this. Come on, man. Yeah, all right. Yeah, okay.
Because not only is that preaching complete blasphemy, it says in the Bible that people will have itching ears and will only preach a doctrine of men rather than God. It's time to wake up. A lot of y'all still sleeping because a lot of these mega pastors, a lot of these mega churches only want your money. They don't want you to have a true relationship with God, because the Lord didn't say he's going to bless you with what you want. He will bless you with what you need, because it's not all about you. But TD Jakes, he said that God has to pour him out a blessing. He said there is no other way.
That God had to open up the windows of heaven and pour me out a blessing.
Lord have mercy on his soul. And then you hear everybody in the background just cheering and saying, oh yeah, it's because they have itching ears. They no longer crave sound doctrine. It's time to wake up. It's time.
And the crazy thing is, most of the people that's out there supporting him are struggling. He's the rich one. They're all struggling. You can't tell me that's right.
To wake up.
Judge them, but that's not all he said. God was speaking and saying that TD Jakes, that was the first time I understood the 24:14 prophecy. It's a Freemason, that this man has taken occultic vows and that he is part of a brotherhood, that he is serving Satan, who is his true Lord and Master, and therefore he is using his gifts and abilities to cloud the mind of people. Do you know what it is when you are in a ministry and someone is working in the dark arts? Someone has taken an oath to Satan. You're sitting there thinking your pastor has taken an oath to God. And as God, like God revealed in the problem in the African churches, you're sitting there and a man has taken an oath to an entity with breasts and a tail, sitting under the sea on a throne with a crown on her head, the queen of her coast and her little minor deities. Your pastor serves that thing.
The direct correlation to
I wasted so much money.
Yeah, I ain't paying her no mind. I ain't listening to her at all.
to Sloan Bella is accurate here, but at the end of the day, she is saying that she's being shown these things through God. Now, I've heard some things about TD Jakes a long time ago. I can remember when he was in Atlanta for a conference about 10 or 11 years ago, and basically there was some rumblings about him being intimate with men in the Atlanta area. And I also heard back in the days that TD was a part of a secret society. Now, when I was living in Atlanta, there was a pastor, and I'm not going to mention his name. His name is within this email that I'm about to read to you all, but I blocked a lot of the pastors' names out. And if I'm being truthful, I blocked all of their names out because I don't even want to take it there. But I can remember him actually saying that TD Jakes have been involved with a lot of men. But anyway, what I want to do right here is go ahead and get into this email. Now, before I present this information to you guys, I do want to let you know that all the information that I'm about to convey to you is all alleged. I have to protect protect the integrity of my platform, and I will do so by any means necessary. All right, so let's go ahead and dig into this email. And it says here, what's going on, my bro? I hope everything is copacetic. So I want to put you up on game on the real nature of Diddy and Bishop Jakes' relationship. But first, let's understand that Bishop Jakes is not of God. He is undoubtedly a Freemason, and so was Diddy. And I say he was because it seems as though he has been stripped of his protection, privileges, and power. But make no mistake about it, his soul is still spoken for by the devil. He will never be able to fend off or escape that harsh reality. Anyways, I'm told Diddy and Jakes masked the real nature of their relationship by both of them saying that their friendship was founded on the basis of TD being a mentor to Diddy. According to this person, who I blocked their name out because I have a relationship with them, Kim Porter said TD was accused of SAing a young man back in June of 1983, which was a year or so after he got married to his wife, and that could be how the incident was covered up at the time. It's been said that a man threatening to come forward to expose Jakes in 1999 had abruptly fell completely off the face of the earth. Pastor Blank says the guy was paid to keep quiet, and 2 years later the man was found dead with a self-inflicted gunshot to the head. The guy's name was Blank. Do not disclose his name. I will tell you later why. I'm told the incident occurred at a church called Emmanuel Temple of Faith, located in Smithers, West Virginia. It's also been expressed to me that people from his hometown said that Jakes was always gay and secretly involved with men, and that he was groomed by an older pastor in the area. It's also been said that when Jakes attends Diddy's parties, he would drink enormous amounts of alcohol and smoke cigars in a private section of the home, and later on would be accompanied by young men. But just because Jakes was in a private section of the home that you need to have a code to gain access to this hidden room, it doesn't mean that the bishop wasn't under surveillance. Another fact to bring up is that the bishop's wife never attends any parties that Diddy throws in the confines of his home. There's a reason for that, and it's been said that she knows what's going on and has questioned why she has never been invited. According to Blank, I gotta protect this person as well, y'all. I'm sorry about that. Cassie knows about the bishop scandals, and Kim Porter was tipped off by servers that Diddy had used for parties for years to accommodate guests when he throws these demonic events. Kim had a rapport with the staff because of parties he threw in the past for Kim. They reportedly carried a lot of bones back to Kim, and she had all the details. Pastors Blank, the late Blank, Minister Blank, and Blank all know who Bishop Jakes really is. Blank said that Kim was going to expose this in her book as well. Remember, I said that Bishop was under surveillance. Alright, so you guys just heard that, and I do want to take the time to clear up something because I had to reach out to my plug and get some clarity on this because I was a bit confused myself. So when it says within the email that the incident took place at a church called Emmanuel Temple of Faith, they're not talking about the incident where the guy took himself out. They're talking about where the alleged SA took place. So basically he was just naming the church of where the guy got allegedly SA, because when you're reading it, it initially comes across as if the guy took himself out at the church, and that's far from the case. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I dotted every I and crossed every T. I waited an extra 3 hours to put this video out because I was not going to put this video out until I talked to him. So I got in contact with him and he cleared it up. But anyway, guys, listen, this is some explosive information. I don't know it to be factual, but I do trust my plug and the information that he's bringing to me. So what I want to do right here is I want to give you guys the opportunity to drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about everything that I discussed within this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.
So allegedly, Cassie had information on TD Jakes too. God damn, man. These boys is real sweet, man. They real sweet, man. This shit getting out of control, man. Yeah, this shit out of control. Totally. Yeah, this shit getting out of control. Yeah, it's all way out.
You know, I did one album with Mace. One album. How much money do you think I owe this guy?
Can't stop a nigga came from wicked. Can't move. Karma came and gave him bonus for what he did to Kim Porter. Then the day he dies, rest in piss water. He could have changed his life. That nigga couldn't save his life. Now it ain't no way to fight. Now he out in waving white. Know your strategies and what your habits be. And right now I got a bowl in your faculties. And when you get the murder come after me, what a destiny. Not enough. know that dollar sign wasn't rapping free. Actually, after Big died, what a travesty. When Mace left, nigga, was nobody after all.
On November 16th, the music scene got rocked when singer Cassie filed a lawsuit against her former flame, hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs. The lawsuit accuses Diddy of mistreating and abusing her during their decade-long romantic relationship. This legal drama put Diddy in the spotlight, especially since he had been rebranding himself as Brother Love since 2017. The lawsuit also sparked a wave of additional allegations, including claims from 2 other women. The news had the entire industry buzzing, and even Diddy's former friend turned foe Mace weighed in. Mace subtly and indirectly addressed the issues, touching on Diddy's alleged involvement in Tupac's matters. However, reports suggest that the Bad Boy founder is gearing up to hit back at Mace by leaking some old footage that might implicate the Welcome Back hitmaker. Since their fallout, Mace and Diddy haven't exactly been on good terms. Last year, after dropping his Diddy diss track, Mace continued to criticize his former label boss on social media, highlighting the long-standing tensions between the 2 rappers. The Harlem World rapper even went on Instagram Live to elaborate on why he chose to call out Diddy in his song Oracle 2, standing firm on his perspective. The clash between these 2 continues to unfold, adding another layer to the ongoing drama in the hip-hop world. Mace went on to say things such as, "Brothers never pay the artists, but they love to pay the freaks."
Don't buy another lottery ticket.
He said they like to pay the freaks. They don't want to pay the artists. Well, you know all the artists got beat. All the artists got beat. Every one of them.
Main artist died? Who the hell did you call? Out of the blue, Mace fired shots at Puff on the track, not explicitly naming him, but his lyrics were undeniably aimed at the Bad Boy founder. However, it seems Mace might not be squeaky clean either. Rumor has it that Diddy is gearing up to uncover some dirt on his former protege. Over a decade ago, Mace found himself in hot water with an alleged claim from a former member of his congregation. Back when the rapper transitioned into a preacher, a disgruntled churchgoer claimed that Mace took money from the congregation to bankroll his rap career. Expressed through his track Eviction, an artist known as Legacy Thay Jesus has brought forth startling accusations against Mace. So, you've got this rapper Mace, right? Dude was big in the late 90s under Puff Daddy's Bad Boy Records. Puff turned him from a hardcore gangster rapper into a pop-friendly artist. Mace's debut album Harlem World went quadruple platinum, and he was all over the charts. But here's the twist. His hardcore fans thought he went soft. To win them back, he dropped a darker album, Double Up. But just when he was hyping it up in 1999, Mace hits everyone with a bombshell. He's retiring from rap because he found God. So, Mace takes a 5-year break, becomes a pastor in Atlanta, and starts his own church. Some folks think he got pushed out of Harlem and the rap scene. Fast forward to 2004, and he's back with a clean album, Welcome Back. But it's pretty clear he's not thrilled about it. Then he teams up with 50 Cent in 2005, tries to leave Bad Boy for G-Unit, but Puff won't let him go.
From what I heard, I'm not going to say who I heard it from what I heard was that the deal was essentially ready to go, everyone signed off on it, whatever, and then Puffy came in and wanted more. And then that's what made the deal fall apart. And from that point on, that's when 50 and Puffy started having beef.
Right, probably so. I don't know the ins and outs, but you know how the music business is designed from the beginning of time to, take advantage of the artist. If an artist don't know, you just don't know.
This sparks a feud between 50 Cent and Puff. Mace hangs with G-Unit for a bit, but starts distancing himself in 2006. In 2007, rumors swirl that he's leaving Bad Boy for SRC Records and dropping an album called The Suicide Note. None of that happens. And instead, there's gossip about Mace and a transgendered prostitute. By now, it's obvious Mace isn't in pastor mode anymore. Fans are scratching their heads, wondering what's up. Then in 2021, he and Puff end their beef, and Mace signs with Bad Boy's new thing under Interscope Records. Puff gives him the green light to collab with other artists and make a new album. And guess what? Mace plans to drop that album next year, going back to his hardcore roots. But here's where it gets wild. An Atlanta rapper, Legacy the Jesus, spills the tea. He was part of Mace's church for 3 years and spills that Mace used his congregation's money to fund his rap albums. Legacy calls him a hypocrite, saying Mace preached one thing but did another, hitting strip clubs and then telling dudes to be faithful. Legacy even tags him as a false prophet and expects better from his pastor.
How much money do you think I owe this guy? One album, and then he became a fake pastor?
So last year, Diddy was all over denying he stole from his artists, and he said Mace owes him $3 million. On The Breakfast Club, DJ Envy brought up how Mace got accused of pulling the same money move on one of his own artists, kind of like what they're saying about Diddy. Envy asked if Diddy sees it as an "I told you so" moment, but Diddy shut that down. He went on to call Mace's claims negative propaganda, trying to mess with his rep. Diddy got real about it, saying he's not into gossip, but he's here to lead and give direction. He straight up said, "My name is Diddy Sean Combs. I never took nothing from nobody." He threw in that all he's done is give people opportunities and more cash than they were making. Charlemagne went for it and asked if Diddy really takes money from his artists, and Diddy said, "Never." Charlemagne brought up how lots of artists have accused Diddy of this, and Diddy hit back saying it's a blame game when money gets tight. Diddy then called out Mace saying, "I did one album with Mace. How much money do you think I owe this guy?" He called Mace a fake pastor throwing dirt on God's name and dared anyone with receipts to step up. Diddy's not playing, and he's fighting back for himself and everyone else. But here's the kicker. Mace dropped 2 more albums under Diddy's label. Diddy insisted Mace owes him $3 million for an album advance he never delivered. He's got the receipts and he's not going back and forth. Diddy's clear. Show him a receipt if you think he owes you, and you'll get paid within 24 hours.
How much money does, and I'm just throwing this out, how much money does somebody like a Mace owe you? Because the reason I
Mace
say that,
owes me $3 million. That's facts. I got the receipt.
Second album, you gave money to do a second album, never delivered.
Did the album, never delivered. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna go back and forth with Mace. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going back and forth with nobody. I'm just gonna, if I'm here, I'm gonna speak up for my. I'm gonna speak up for myself now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to have you think something that I hate. I hate a thief. I hate somebody that don't got, and I don't hate nobody, but that's with somebody that just got to take something that somebody else worked for just for their benefit and their friend. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying?
Doing it. Mace didn't waste time and hit back, saying Diddy's just mad because he didn't let him come on stage for a fake apology to push his lame song. He dropped a clip on Instagram and TikTok, then followed up with more audio on Diddy's comments. Mace went all in, calling out Diddy's mom, Janice Combs, and throwing shade about everything being in her name. He scoffed at Diddy, talking about
how do celebrities like Justin Bieber...
Diddy know he owed that man. And robbed the man of his money. But Mace doing his thing now, and it's all looking crazy for you. You know that's how it go, man. Might think you up one minute and next minute.
Mace got personal, highlighting how artists who could back him up aren't around. Biggie, Craig Mack, Black Rob all gone. He claimed they signed paperwork, and he's the only one with the guts not to. Mace reminded everyone that all money ain't good money.
Yo, how dare this nigga told me he want receipts? Let's start with your mother, nigga. Your mother got the receipts, nigga. Everything is in your mother's name. That's the one who got the receipts, nigga. You need more proof, nigga? Biggie ain't here, so Big can't give you no receipts. He dead. Craig Mack can't give you receipts. He dead. What are you talking about? Who else? Black Rob can't give you receipts. He dead. And everybody else you made sign paperwork so they can't talk about what I'm talking about. I'm the only one with the guts. You're not signing, nigga, because I ain't need the money.
Back in 2021, Mace officially became the pastor of Gathering Oasis Church in Atlanta, switching gears from the music scene where he famously left in 1999 to become a minister. His last official single was Nothing in 2014. He hit the stage for a Bad Boy tribute in January 2020, but the brotherly love didn't seem to last too long. Gathering Oasis Church welcomed Mace on board after a smooth transition from their former pastor, Cornelius Lindsay. They thanked Lindsay on Facebook, and Mace expressed his excitement about the new gig, encouraging folks to expect great things from God in 2021. But let's not forget, Mace isn't just picking fights with Diddy, he's got beef with other big-name rappers too. Back in September 2020, Mace threw some words at Kanye West, who seemed to mock him in his 2010 song, Devil in a New Dress. Mace highlighted that when he decided to focus on his faith, Kanye was going through a similar faith-focused phase with Sunday services and gospel albums. Mace reminded Kanye that the system and mindset he's fighting against today once used Kanye to shame him for leaving that very system. Mace called for a public apology from Kanye for implying that Mace's decision to follow God at the peak of his career was a mistake. Rapper Cameron also had some words for Mace's ministry, calling him a con in 2017. Cam posted a clip from a documentary suggesting Mace was a false teacher, trying to run a con on his followers. Cam brought this to fans' attention, adding some mocking remarks and imitating Mace's style in an Instagram Live address. Earlier that year, Cam had a different perspective on Mace's move to become a pastor, suggesting Mace did it to escape violence and fame, saying Mace thought, "They can't beef with me if I'm in church." Before this post, Cam teased a response to Mace's diss track, The Oracle, where Mace claimed Cam slept with his own sister. Cam denied having a sister, saying if there was one, it would be Mace's. He emphasized doing what you must, but he's just getting his deserved recognition. The ongoing beef between Mace and Puffy has been going on longer than expected. In January 2020, Diddy attended the Grammy Awards and addressed various issues in his speech, calling for more diversity in the music industry.
In the great words of Erykah Badu, we are artists and we are sensitive about our We are passionate. But most of us, this is all we got. This is our only hope. Truth be told, hip-hop has never been respected by the Grammys.
Diddy didn't hold back in a speech at the Grammys, addressing the lack of respect for hip-hop in the industry and calling for transparency among artists. While many appreciated the speech, Mace took personal offense not because he disagreed, but because he felt Diddy didn't practice what he preached. Mace, once part of Diddy's Bad Boy Records, publicly aired his grievances on Instagram on January 31st, 2020. In his post, Mace highlighted past business issues, feeling robbed and unfairly compensated. He mentioned Diddy still having his publishing from 24 years ago, purchased for $20,000, and how he tried to buy it back for $2 million, only to face a demand to match a European offer or wait until he's 50. Mace called for Diddy to change and give artists their due. This public statement shocked some, but didn't surprise many who claimed to have seen Diddy's greed for years, sharing examples. However, in a September interview with Billboard, Diddy revealed that he and Mace had reconciled. Diddy had started the process of redistributing song publishing rights to Mace and other former Bad Boy artists in 2021, around the time of the Grammy Gala, where Diddy received the Industry Icon Award. Diddy explained that he initiated the rights transfer in May or June 2021, realizing the need for reform after facing scrutiny for handling the Big Boy catalog. He chose purpose over profit, proud of giving the publishing back as a businessman who evolved. The last few weeks have been tough for Puffy, as his billion-dollar business empire faces serious challenges.
Diddy is temporarily stepping aside as chairman at Revolt.
You don't say.
All the lawsuits, yep.
Also tonight, music mogul Sean Diddy Combs accused of sex trafficking and sexual assault in a lawsuit filed in federal court here in New York.
Sean Diddy Combs is denying allegations of rape, physical abuse, and sex trafficking by his ex-girlfriend, R&B star Cassie Ventura, in a disturbing new lawsuit.
Welcome back. Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs is facing new allegations of sexual assault. This time, a woman claims the rapper drugged and sexually assaulted her in New York City back in 1991.
The mogul, worth an estimated $1 billion, is dealing with multiple assault allegations, leading some companies to distance themselves from him. 3 women have sued Diddy for assault and abuse in November, causing repercussions for his various ventures. Despite being one of the wealthiest hip-hop performers with a diverse business portfolio,
once you get everybody going against you and your dark skeets come out, how you gonna turn back from that? They all coming out. All the secrets is out there now. No
station, recent allegations have led to setbacks. Diddy has been dropped by a private school he helped open, stepped back from his role as chairman of TV company Revolt, and had his clothing brand phased out. Business experts warn that this could be just the beginning of troubles for the mogul. With an estimated net worth of $1 billion, Diddy is a major player in the industry. Through his umbrella company Combs Global, he has partnerships generating over $90 million annually. However, As allegations emerge, some of his business partners are reconsidering their associations with him. Despite being described as one of the most successful entrepreneurs and cultural icons,
yeah, people gonna mess with you when you in position, but once that sick shit come out about you, they want to disassociate themselves with you. Because all you do is make whatever you associated with look bad. You don't bring the
Diddy's
value
reputation and business interests are under scrutiny. 18 brands have severed ties with Empower Global. Annette Nyao from House of Takura and Annette Azen from Nudie System are among those who pulled out, taking the allegations seriously and refusing to tolerate such behavior. Leonard Greer from No One Clothiers and Ashley Goodalock from Suri have also cut ties, emphasizing the clash between the accusations and their values of respect for everyone. It seems Diddy's empire is facing serious challenges, with brands distancing themselves. Haby Berry, the founder of Fulaba, a high-end jewelry brand, has exited, emphasizing her commitment to empowering women. Some brands have already disappeared from the site, signaling a rapid decline for Empower Global after Diddy's Big July launch. Despite Diddy's initial excitement investing over $20 million, the fallout is undeniable. Brands are leaving, questioning their association with Diddy amid the serious allegations. The departure of brands like Suri and others is causing significant damage to Empower Global, raising concerns about its viability. While some brands remain, a founder suggests that many initially supported the vision of Empower Global's former CEO, Khadija Robinson. However, Robinson's departure in February, coupled with lackluster platform performance, has contributed to the exodus. Rebecca Allen, founder of the footwear company named after herself, was already planning to part ways due to mediocre sales, and the allegations hastened her decision. The subscription-based Empower Global charges sellers $35 monthly with a 10% cut of sales. Some brands claim the platform didn't boost sales as expected. Not all brands are abandoning ship, but the fallout is evident. Despite the controversies, Diddy denies all allegations, settling with Cassie without admitting guilt. The heat is not only affecting Empower Global, but also Diddy's association with liquor giant Diageo, creating a broader brand disaster. Smaller brands, though not as prominent as Diageo,
Diddy sued Diageo. That's why the takedown is on. When he went and sued them, everything else started crumbling for him.
stress the importance of brand management. Some are not just leaving, they're seeking refunds from Diddy himself. Stephen Goudeau, behind the luxury fashion label bearing his name, is not only walking away but demanding a full refund, delivering a significant blow to Diddy's ventures. Diddy founded the record label Bad Boy in 1992, working with notable figures in hip-hop. He expanded his business ventures to include a drinks company, Combs Spirits, and engaged in partnerships with major beverage companies. However, allegations and legal disputes have affected his standing in the industry, leading to severed ties with some partners. While Diddy has faced setbacks, such as the school cutting ties and Diageo ending partnerships, he has also been involved in philanthropy, supporting the Capital Preparatory Charter School. As the tangled web of controversies weaves through Diddy's empire, it's clear that the fallout extends beyond his business ventures. The rift with former collaborator Mace adds another layer to the drama, revealing a strained professional relationship marked by financial disputes and conflicting values.
I can't blame Puff for this because I can't say he's doing it, but I can't say he's not. So if you look at the people who hate on me, right? They're from Revolt shows. Who run Revolt? The people that had the biggest problems with Mace and write the craziest stuff about Mace come from Revolt. Who run Revolt? I'm still asking y'all because everything people keep doing, I'm like, why do they keep tripping on me? It's almost like they want me to be something that's going to be detrimental to them because it's not going to be detrimental to me.
Damn.
So answer that though, since we really talking.
Diddy run Revolt.
Yeah, he run Revolt.
Right.
So when I hit him up and I say, yo, you got people every time they trying to discredit my name, you don't think that block me from other deals? You don't think that block me from other monies? You don't think that does something to my livelihood?
Is you being blackballed right now?
Not now because I've reached a place where I'm just gonna say it. I get so much money outside of music.
While Mace accuses Diddy of financial improprieties, Diddy vehemently denies any wrongdoing, asserting that he has always provided opportunities and support to artists. The clash between the two not only underscores the complexities of the music industry, but also raises questions about loyalty, integrity, and the blurred lines between business and personal relationships. The allegations of sexual abuse against Diddy further complicate the narrative, with brands distancing themselves from his Empower Global platform. As accusations pile up, the once thriving business mogul finds himself entangled in legal battles, facing the potential unraveling of a billion-dollar empire. In the midst of this turmoil, it's not just Diddy's business ventures that are under scrutiny. It's his reputation, his legacy, and the intricate dance between power and accountability. As the saga unfolds, only time will reveal the true impact on Diddy's empire and whether the echoes of discord will resonate through the corridors of hip-hop history.
Hey, listen, man. People that be trying to, like, you know, guide us, I guess, that are not as financially stable as them, they try to tell us what to do. You can't pay attention to them. Follow your own path. Do what you got to do for you. And make sure that you live right. Things will go right for you. When you live foul like people living foul, things come out like this. And you can see they've been living foul, man. And subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. Share this video. And listen, I might go live again later. It's not about the setback. It's about the get back. Now.